Our altitude at this point was about 15,000 feet, and the Tic Tac was about 12,000. As we pulled nose onto the object, within about a half mile of it, it rapidly accelerated in front of us and disappeared.
Do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries. Yeah.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
Do you have any information that the U.S. government is involved in a disinformation campaign to deny the existence of certain UAPs?
I can't go beyond what I've already stated publicly in my News Nation interview because it touches other sensitivities.
There could be a logical explanation behind what this thing could be, but I am very open to the idea of it being something a little more exciting. But I was kind of forced to take a position, and I didn't want to, and that was kind of illustrated. And I'm trying to, make it known that I don't have the authority or the information to tell anybody that, what this thing really is. All I know is I've seen a longer form video of this thing, and we had our theories, but there was never enough information to fully explain it.
Good evening, folks, and welcome to Alien Addict on a fine, luxurious evening. It's a luxurious evening, I'll tell you why, because we've got 1-2 Beanie crew in the house tonight. But before I get my little Beanie crew on, we have got our first of many brand new conspiracy mothership coming tomorrow night at 10 p.m. people. That's tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Make sure you tune in for that. It's going to be basically you guys that will be running the show. We'll be asking the audience what you want to talk about. And whatever gets the highest kind of comments, that's what we'll be going with. So yeah, anything goes on that show. There's no planning. Saying that, guys, there's very little planning for anything on Alien Addict, apart from this Sunday, which has been planned for a while. We've had the man on quite a few times. I know he's probably been on our podcast, whatever it is, whatever this is. Ashton Forbes is with us this Sunday, but with a difference. You'll see. You'll find out. But yeah. So if you want to support the channel, yeah, hit that like button, people. Share it out to your mates, all that jazz. You can get some merch. There is Dave Squatch up there. Absolutely banging shirt, stickers. There is MH37 didn't disappear itself. The brand new one, which it was highly requested by a certain member. I think it was Tracy. Tracy that get requested to do this, and I just liked the idea of it. So yeah, that's got the 3 orbs surrounding Bigfoot and our very own Ferry. Go check out the merch. If you do happen to buy one, send us a picture. Tweet us. The Twitter's there. It's there. That's my Twitter. Tweet me a picture. Anyway, nipples. My 2 little beanie lovers. Boys, how the devil are we?
Pretty good. Happy Friday, buddy. We're finally here.
Yeah, I've only had one beer, and I feel like it's the weekend. You know,
I know.
been working my testicles off all week. Finally can relax.
Freezing mine off all week, so
It's
winter
really
storm.
cold here.
Really,
Dude, it's
that
cold. It's
Have
cold.
you,
Yeah.
have you got icicles?
I mean, we got a few of those. Dude, with the wind chill, it's getting negative for us, and that's Fahrenheit. I know you guys do the Celsius thing, but
Yeah, I can never understand what you're talking about when you talk about like your how hot and cold it is. I'm like, what? Say that again? It's like alien language. But yeah, it's a bit like ufology. That is alien language.
yeah, the light language.
It's weird. It's a weird start to the year, boys.
You sure is.
Real weird start to the year. All guns blazing. All guns blazing. The thing is, and when's your upcoming show, by the way, Terrestrial?
Either Saturday night it'll be posted or Sunday afternoon. We've had, like we were just talking about, the winter storm stuff's been crazy. Oh, look at you nice guy. Look at
There
you,
you go.
dude.
There you go.
Yeah, this is episode 22. We are a little sorry that we're a bit late, but Frenchie lost power this week due to the storms. And so, I mean, what am I supposed to do? You know, co-host goes down and kind of the whole ship sinks, I guess. So yeah, this is going to be a couple of days late, but we're going to go through everything, all the current news, everything, because it's been like 2 weeks since we've talked about like current stuff.
I found it weird that you sent me that literally the moment that I put the show out. There was no copying each other, but it's kind of like
Very close.
like there's something in it. I think great minds think alike.
Yeah,
There.
I know, dude. When I seen you post it, that was the first thing that went to my mind. I was like, shit, I just sent this to him. I really hope that I sent this to him before he posted this, man.
You did. I just didn't read it, or maybe I copied.
I don't care. I'm flattered if you did.
I didn't. You'll never know.
But yeah, it's coming. It's coming. So Saturday or Sunday.
Sweet, man. Awesome.
Beautiful. Nick, you've been busy. Have you got any new videos in the work before we get rocking?
Yeah, I've been researching the Thrill Society and those gorgeous women for about a week because I had to spruce up on some information. And honestly, out of all the subjects I've done in regards to naturally flying saucers, the Thrill Society has been the most fun because it gets all Star Trek-y, like time travel and stuff like that. It's like the esoteric side. So I'll be doing that tomorrow and I'll upload it as soon as it's done. So it'll be by this weekend. But I had to spruce up on some ooky spooky conspiracies.
Beautiful. Well, the links, people, are in the description. So make sure you give our boys some love. Let's see if we can get them to 1,000 subscribers by let's go for 6 months.
That'd be cool.
Everybody watching this should go check out my boys because they do this for free. I don't pay them. They just come on and give me love. But I do send them pictures now and again.
Yeah, pure love, baby. Pure
the
love.
feet. We do it for the feet.
Oh man, I look after them.
Apparently, you smell good, Ollie, according to Lee and Dave. When I heard,
I do say, I do like my sprays, my perfumes, and
okay. I promise I'm not
after shaves and stuff.
Well, when we meet, I promise I won't be doing that Joe Biden thing when you know.
Oh yeah, sniffing them.
No, if anybody meets me, I expect to be smelt.
I never did the cologne thing too much, man. I did a little bit in my early 20s. I had the Versace AARO. So I think everybody has that now, but like I remember getting that when it came out. That was a big deal.
Yeah, the first time like Dave, like we were getting ready to go out, and he's like, "Are you coming?" And I'm like, "Yeah, just give us a minute." And then he walked upstairs. He's like, "You smell like a girl."
I don't see Dave doing cologne. Yeah, that makes sense.
No. It's like, I'm just man.
Right. He wants to roll around and shoot guns and stuff, dude, which is great too. You can't be mad at that.
So, speaking of shooting guns, let's shoot these guns. The the reason why I went with that thumbnail is because it seems like now I think anything could come out. Now, don't get me wrong. I will say this. The fact that Corbell is talking about this jellyfish UFO is released it. There's a story that it goes into the water for 17 minutes and then comes out. We haven't got that. It's kind of like, it's a bit, I wouldn't say it's concerning, but it's a big deal to people. Now, I understand kind of why it's not there, because if it is there and he can release that down the line, that's a big fuck you. You know, that is a big, also it's extra content, but maybe he's just building it up, or maybe he doesn't have it. I don't think he does have it.
No, I don't think he does. He's saying that he knows where it is though now, which is really interesting. You go from a couple of weeks ago, and I know that there's like editing time and there's been time in between him, interviewing on the TMZ docuseries and then going on to Steve-O, because he went on Steve-O's podcast again recently. Did you guys watch that?
I've just been watching it. I've literally just been listening to, I say watching, I was listening while making dinner. Yeah.
But yeah, he's saying now he knows where it is, and he could tell people really where it's at, which it's such a stretch to me for him to say that, but who knows?
He said whoever's got it, release it. Just release it. Anonymous. Yeah, that.
Yeah, the anonymous. Yeah,
anonymously. Yeah, do that.
He's pulling.
That'd be great. Yeah, go ahead, Nick.
He's pulling a James Fox, if you know what I mean.
I agree.
And I can't stand that. I can't. He's buying his time, man. I understand it's a marketing decision, but if you got it, just release the footage. I mean, stop all these. It's like they want to build up tension, don't they, in this field? Like keep people on their toes and wait for the next big thing.
What if he can't release the footage though? What if he really like?
What would keep him from releasing it though? It can't be that it's classified. He'd go to jail, dude, if he had classified info.
Well, did you watch the latest Weaponized podcast?
Oh yeah,
that was one of the things that he was saying. He says, "I don't know what to do with this." They apparently sat on the jellyfish for quite a while.
Yeah, and I thought that was kind of weird that he just showed everybody that he had the footage and then just waited for the TV deal before he released it. That sucks.
And showed a podcast that they never released where they
I don't know. Why would he do that? You just gave everyone ammunition that says you're just holding the video to monetize it. You're holding back, quote unquote, great disclosure video or however you want to say it. He just put that right in your face. He's like, yeah, that's what we did. We held on to it. It's like, come on, man.
What do you think? Because I do want to go. I want to go back in time and like hit the Tic Tac and go fast and gimbal and some of the other ones. But what are you making without spoiling the show that you're going to do with French? What are you making of this jellyfish so far?
It's very, very interesting to say the least. I mean,
do you stand by that?
Well, right now, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's not just a catchy title to me. I still think that it is potentially undebunkable. I mean, how long, Ali, has it? I mean, we knew 29 Palms in a couple of days. We knew what was going on with that. Dude, we're moving towards another week here. We're moving towards 2 weeks, and we don't really have a viable debunk on this thing. Nothing that's proved it to me that of what it actually is yet.
Well, for the first day or so, it was shit. I mean, actual shit.
Yeah, right. I seen a guy post a TikTok clip. I can't remember his name. It was on Twitter of this drone pilot who I think the clip was trying to insinuate that he was military, but I couldn't find anything military on him. And he was saying, "Oh, I've flew these drones for years. I've seen the FLIR. This has got to probably be balloons and all this stuff like that." And I'm like, I don't know. I still don't see it yet. I still don't see balloons there, right? The movement doesn't sell it for me yet. What about you?
Me or Nick?
Either one of you. I mean, has your opinion changed over just the last couple of days? I mean, are you seeing anything out there where you're saying, this might be different?
No, not at all. All these footage means absolutely nothing to me, to be honest. It's not good photos. It's all footage in regards of anything. It's just blurry, crappy. I just, I
do you think it's because You don't think it's dirt on the screen? Do you
No,
think
not
it's because
necessarily.
the only other thing it could be really is a balloon? Do you think it's balloons?
Possibility, but the thing is, these are thermal, and if it was actually a clear-cut colored footage, then it'll be a different matter. But this is the problem with these thermals. It's like with the gimbal and what we're going to be analyzing later. It's just not good enough, because you're not actually seeing what the craft is. It's like a reflection of the heat signature, if I believe that's right, when it comes to these thermal footage. So it's just blurry. You can't work out what it is until we get HD colored footage to actually analyze and study. It's ain't going to be debunked no matter what, really.
There's one thing that I do agree with what Mick West said, and that is I don't believe that it is changing temperatures.
Oh, agreed. Yeah, I don't think so either.
Okay.
I think that is it cycling through its filtering thing, whatever it does, and you can see the background kind of changes as well.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the case. And I don't think the guy that Corbell's just had on. Did you watch the whole Weaponized?
Yeah, Mike Sinkoski. Yeah.
Yes, I don't think he thinks the same, but it's interesting what he said about the what's the American, is it who's the outpost that kind of wanted him to debunk it?
New York Post, I think.
Yeah, New York Post.
Yeah.
It was in the intro. I think it was interesting what he said about that like almost like they wanted him to say it was nothing.
Could be. I mean, a lot of those articles, they want answers, right? Like kind of everyone wants answers. It helps them to kind of narrow it down to it being one or the other, probably. I mean, I don't know the real agenda of the New York Post. I've heard a lot of people talk about that they're definitely skewed towards, debunking everything and saying everything is nothing and there's no aliens or what have you. But I haven't followed them enough to really make a claim on that. But I do find it interesting in that interview with Sikorsky and Corbell. Right after Sikorsky kind of says, "I don't, really think that it's it's like an artifact or an issue or something with that." With the FLIR, Corbell kind of leans in and pushes right against him and says, "Well, we do have these experts. It's like you got the guy on here. You're looking for his opinion. Why are you trying to battle him right away and trying to almost morph him into saying what you want him to say?" Corbell didn't want Sikorsky leaving that interview, guys, making it sound like it was debunkable. He didn't want it to come down to where it could just be balloons. He wanted to have that interview left with, it's still undefined and we don't know, and it's still possibly alien. I didn't like that, man. Let the facts go where they're going to go,
No, but I mean, he's got a job to do, though. I mean, as much as people want to kind of like try and destroy the man, which I don't think they're going to do. I think it's untouchable. It is a business.
Sure.
I got told this a long time ago, where like you guys know that me and Security Team 10 had a bit of beef before, and then eventually ended up coming on the show and doing an interview. But he told me, he said, this is very much a business. People need to understand that.
It has been
Yeah,
for
but you have
decades, man.
Corbell. Oh, sorry, Nick, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, it's been like that for decades, mate. Since the birth of ufology.
Yeah.
But would you say so a guy who builds houses for a living still
Does he
loves it?
though? Does he
Does
though?
he?
Because
So okay, a lot of people that are self-employed that do a job that they train to do. I would hope if you've studied to do it or trained to do it and you go self-employed with it, it's because you love it. If not, you're a bit of a tool,
Yeah, but the issue with Corbell though is he's saying he's a journalist though. He's not saying he's making entertainment. That's not the front he's putting up. It's so if you're a journalist and you're trying to steer your interview, well, then you're doing the same thing the New York Post did, but you're just taking it the other way. And that's the problem that we've seen with Leslie Kean in the New York Times article, was she left out all of the dino beavers and all the stuff that came out of that 2017. And that's what a lot of people have criticized her over, because then you're an activist. You're not a journalist anymore. And so you have to be careful with that. I get what you're saying. It's a business. And trust me, he does view it as a business. There's no doubt about it. If he didn't, he would have released that footage on his show 3 weeks ago and he would have still made money. His YouTube channel was still made money, but it wouldn't have made that TMZ money, baby. That money's good.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
It's different.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
I can see how he gets the scoop so quick because he's persistent. I can imagine him knocking on doors, making phone calls. He'd be a great salesperson. Well, he is a great salesperson.
He is. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's tremendous. Yeah.
But by doing that, can you get further up in this field and start to, make friends, get certain contacts that will give you stuff? And if you're selling it to the public, well, and you keep doing that, if there's somebody out there that goes, we need this to slowly get out and we need somebody to do it, maybe some of that stuff does get pushed his way.
Well, I think it does. I mean, it's entertainment. And when he's able to, be a big voice and be very popular, if you were going to take footage and stick it in the community, you're going to go to who can move it. You're going to go to who can get the most ground covered. And that's definitely him right now. I don't see anybody that's able to push more than him. Even Greer, like these other ufologists that are big, if you want to call them ufologists, some people would probably laugh at me for saying that, but whatever you want to call them, he still seems to be more like famous right now than any of them, right? He's top of the pile.
Yeah. Do you think so? Greer for a long time had his thing, and it kind of like fell off a little bit. Then you got Tom DeLonge, and then Greer Greer knew. I don't know if you remember that. Did you ever watch the Secure Team 10 interview with Stephen Greer?
So it's old though. It's a long time.
It's old, but there's a really interesting bit where Stephen Greer says Tom DeLonge, where Tyler brings up Tom DeLonge and he says he's been used.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
He's been used. Yeah. So you've got these two big players here. Make sure you get the thumbs up, people. And Tom spent a bit of time at Greer's house. And Greer said, Tom's a great guy. But unfortunately, they got onto him and they've used him, which I find really interesting because sorry, I'm making myself laugh with that. I've seen that for a bit. I need to update that. Something else. Put somebody at a Corbell form. Something. Yeah. I don't think these things just come around by accident. I think people like Tom DeLonge, they see them. They see they've got a massive interest in it. And he might have wanted to do something like with UFOs and that after Blink 182. And then people have noticed it and thought, that's where we go. We're going with this guy. That falls to pieces. Okay, let's move on to the next guy. So I do think Jeremy Corbell for them is probably one of the most successful that they've had.
All the documentaries they're putting out. Yeah, for sure.
Like him or hate him or whatever, his success from the others is massive.
Yeah, he's got it down, right? He understands what he needs to do to get his message out there, and he has the resources to be able to put it together and do that. I mean, it's no surprise why he is where he is, not at all. And like, even though I don't agree with the way he's releasing the footage and he's doing that, I mean, I'm not going to say the guy's not talented or anything. Let's not be crazy here. Go ahead and do your thing.
Corbell's a good.
Thank you, Francis.
Thank you. Corbell's a good plant. Prop Tyler's dealer as well. Oh, okay. Don't know about that. I should read these super chats first. I appreciate that. Thank you for the.
Ask yourselves, chat. Are you entertained?
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
What's going on with this computer? There you go.
But no, he he's got everything going for him that he needs, and that kind of separates himself from a lot of other people in the community that don't really have their platform set up in a way that can be, maintained and brought into like a mainstream system, can kind of be adapted to that. And that's what you have to do. Unfortunately, you have to adapt your delivery system of your content to a mainstream system that'll work. That's how you get up there. That's how you.
Just for the super chat there, I'm gonna. So, I don't think. In fact, I know. Tyler doesn't like. Tyler does not like Jeremy Corbell. So, which I find very interesting, because they did get on for a bit before the Bob Lazar documentary, before it went like kind of mainstream and Tyler was advertising it. So I'm just gonna bring this up.
So if I remember that Bob Lazar documentary came out on Netflix, if I remember, wasn't it?
Yeah, I believe so. Yep.
Yeah.
It did eventually.
Oh, right. Okay.
Footage. It's the same interview. It's the same footage. One of the first pieces of leaked footage that
you mentioned the TikTok though.
That they misled people into thinking the Pentagon had confirmed as alien when it wasn't. Was an out of focus airplane with FAA lights. So let's just that was an out of focus plane. UFOs do not have goddamn safety FAA lights on them.
You're talking about the
Corbell footage, and it all comes from Corbell and his secret source in the military that he won't reveal. And yes, the Pentagon, it confirmed that yes, this came from a sailor on a ship one time, and so they didn't confirm it was a UFO. They confirmed, yeah, one of our military men did film this from the USS Omaha or whatever it was. But look at this thing. I mean, it's it's flashing FAA lights. And this was one of the earliest pieces of footage that was so-called leaked by the Pentagon and confirmed. And it's just, that is a real black eye for this community.
So you think Mick West is debunk on that is spot on?
Yes. I mean, I don't know much about Mick West, but and you have new footage that Jeremy just released of the red couple of red dots in the sky that look like drones, and just like,
yeah, I think
I don't know what's going on. It's like, I know Jeremy. He's not a government shill. I know that much, but he's very naive and he likes to see his face on camera. And he's the type of guy who I think would put out shitty footage just like this if it meant him getting more screen time or making more money. And Jeremy, if you're watching, I'm sorry, dog, but that's just how it is. And I'm not lying. I've met you in person. But I have footage on my channel that was featured years ago on Fox News and CNN. And it seems like now that people are actually really into it, they're like really into it. Now all they want to show is shitty, blurry footage. And they've used Jeremy as the mouthpiece for that because they know he will go along and post shit footage that will probably later on be debunked as a plane or a bird or what have you. Now that people are interested, the Pentagon and the government, they don't want you. They want you entertained. So yeah, I'll let you look at this blurry FAA light video.
He is here.
They don't want you to hear the truth.
He's in
Good.
the chat.
What's up, Jeremy? Yeah, he this would be the first time he's spoken to me after many texts.
See, you think so if we go to how they started with the TikTok and
real quick, let's not start a war here, Jeremy. All right, man. I'm just telling it like it is. Yeah, I'm relaxed, buddy. You need to relax. You're the one who came over here. So this is my interview. Go on Don Lemon or something. I'm talking to my boy here.
Don Lemon.
Yeah. So I just thought I'd kind of show you a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Because I don't actually agree with Tyler 100% there.
What part?
I agree with the FAA lights on that piece of footage that it is that, but what we don't know about that is why that was put out, because apparently they had said that this thing was just hanging there. I don't think it was a trial UFO. I do think they are right with how it picks up on the lens. I think the debunk's right. It doesn't explain the witness reports to the apparently what he's been told. That's the issue that I have with Corbell and Knapp. I like them. I like Corbell and Knapp. I think it's entertaining. I like watching Weaponized. My frustration is that we don't get enough information, which makes them look to some like they are just trying to sell you a dream of flying saucers. But I do believe that there is a slow drip on purpose, and I think the Jeremys of this world have been handpicked, because they're the ones that can. He will love making the money off making the films and getting the views on the videos, and he will slowly drip it out. He will not give a fuck what the debunkers say about him. He really won't. Because why should he? He's getting the interviews and he's doing his thing. And maybe he will get the slow. Some people wouldn't be happy with the slow drip, and they'd go, you know what? I don't need this. I'm not doing this. Some people will. He's somebody who will. Because that's his thing.
Give it time. And this is why I discredit Grusch now, because he's round those pack of people, the Corbell gang, as I call it. I just find it hard to take him seriously. Now I see, especially last year was such an eye-opener when it comes to ufology. When you look at it as a whole, it really showed its true colors, especially Jeremy Corbell. I'm not going to bash the guy. Okay, he gets a lot of shit, but it's clearly he's just doing it just to make money. That is ufology now. It's the Corbells. It's this footage. It's blurry footage. It's not very good information. Plus, I want to know where his sources is coming from, which would be nice.
I don't think he can. They did one thing that they've said is they can't say, because the journalists will protect their sources. You know, they won't, unless the source says, yeah, you can reveal me, no problem. But I do respect that, because if somebody gave me information and said, and they have in the past, maybe not like top secret information, but so somebody said something about another YouTube channel or whatever, said, just don't say anything about this. It's come from me, or they've gone, oh, this video came from so-and-so first, blah, 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 blah. Don't say anything about that. I've kept it to myself, you know? So on a bigger scale, when you're actually getting footage, whether you believe that footage is right or not, but if you've got that other source that you think, well, hang about, this source is it's coming from military, it's coming from Navy, this guy's ex so-and-so. If he put one name out, I got this off, he wouldn't get another one. He would not get that. Game over, gone.
But let me ask you something, Ali. The jellyfish UFO, the video, it doesn't get us anywhere, though. At the end of the day, it's cool to look at.
It doesn't.
So if he didn't get another jellyfish video that doesn't get us anywhere, we're still not anywhere. What's it matter? Like I don't know. Like
I don't think you're gonna get another jellyfish video.
You know.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna get the water one. I think in 6 months' time we're gonna get, or maybe even less time, we're gonna get another one. We're gonna get another video. And that's what I mean by he will. I don't think he's looking for footage and going, George, do you think we could get away with putting this out there? And the majority will think this is a UFO. I don't think that happens. I think he gets sent things and he goes, that's interesting. And the source it's coming from is interesting. And then he'll probably go, could be balloons, that. Because I bet he's thought that himself. Could be balloons. I bet even to start off, he was going, George, is that shit? Is that shit on the lens?
I don't think they're having those discussions. I don't think they're having those
Didn't
discussions at all.
you don't think they will?
No. I think he puts it out there because man, it sells. Anything he puts out is going to guarantee to get views no matter what.
But my point there is, I think that they do get them from military source, Navy, whatever.
They'd have to,
Navy.
yeah, they'd have to.
And that's
Sure.
they just think, you know what, this is coming from so and so. Let's get it out there, and they don't reveal the name, so they get more, and they get more, and they get more.
Yeah, but we don't really get anything definitive though. I guess that's my point. I mean, if you have 100 pounds of nothing, it's still nothing. So why who cares if you throw another 100 pounds of nothing on top of it? It's like if they would have got the footage of it actually coming out of the water and zipping away. I mean, that's the stuff that actually does anything. I know if he'd had a video like that and he released that and he said, hey, I don't want to tell you where I got my source in that video because we've never seen anything like that, I would understand. But I don't see why knowing who the source is that released this video, since it's not showing anything spectacular and it can be written off so easily to anybody who just doesn't want to believe it. What is he hiding? This is not like
Okay,
it's a cool video, bro, but it's not like breaking disclosure. It's not doing that,
Do you think if we got that thing coming out of the water and moving off in the and rapidly moving off,
yeah,
do you think we'd still get a debunk?
Well, of course.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's some people's business. I mean, that's their job to do that.
What is
the trend?
You just nailed it.
Well, I mean, look, there's two sides to this thing. There's not much middle ground in ufology. You're either an ultra believer, you're an ultra skeptic. There's not really much room in between. I try to find my way in between because I think that's where the truth is. But yeah, there's definitely two camps that are warring, without a doubt. Yeah.
You just said the debunking is a business.
Yeah, but I think if you had some video that was even at the clarity of what we're seeing right now with the jellyfish, if you had some real movement like that, it's a different story. It's hard to debunk something like that we've never seen before. You don't have anything to really compare it to. That's kind of why this jellyfish video, Ali, I'll give you a little bit of a teaser, I guess, of what we're going to go over on our show is that's a big difference with this video is we just haven't seen anything look like that before and do this. I mean, sure, we've seen balloons sit there and float in the wind, but the speed that it's going, how it doesn't move as much, you would imagine you'd see the balloons if it was like a bunch of them, it would be movement all over that thing. We've seen videos of bunches of balloons before. It just doesn't look like that to me.
We get a rotation, but you don't get any movement whatsoever.
You don't get any movement anywhere else, though. And so, what do you got? All these balloons glued together? I mean, I don't see it. How would streamers not move in the wind when it's rolling through? Because it's hauling. It looks like to me. So it
looks like it's moving fast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's interesting about that, because it was taken in Iraq, wasn't it? This footage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That sun would have been gleaming off that balloon if it was a reflective balloon.
It's nighttime.
Oh, that's nighttime.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay. My bad.
The ripple moon would have been gleaming off of it.
At least something. But no, okay, fair enough. I tell you what, guys, I've got footage of a UFO crash from White Sands, New Mexico. Could you remember this? It's probably been debunked, but I managed to find it. Do you want to show you?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Show
Bring
us
up the UFO crash.
Because this is a coloured video from, I think, the 90s. Hold on 2 seconds. See if I find my way. Hold on, guys.
No, you're good. I'm always down to look at a video, man. Come on.
Especially if it's what I've not seen.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
But, sorry, guys. There's just adverts popping up. Hold on 2 seconds.
People have said, though, that the jellyfish UFO has been spoken about before.
Yeah.
Can you remember it being spoken about before?
Richie was playing a video of a week or so ago of this really old UFO video where it showed like a jellyfish like far away, but I think it looked way more balloon like than this one does, the new one does. But you can see actually like the movement individually of possibly of balloons. There's really old videos of it, but not a whole lot of talk. I mean, it's been out there. You hear rumors of stuff like that, but it's never been like forefront.
Have you seen? Because they mentioned the movie Nope. on the Weaponized, and I found that interesting because when I watched that, I didn't think it was a great movie. I liked the idea that the craft was living.
Yeah, I do too. It's a possibility. It could be.
Is
I
it
mean, who
worth
knows what lives
seeing-
out in space, man? Who knows?
Is it worth seeing? Nope, because I've heard mixed bags about it. You don't want to really waste.
It's
I
not
haven't-
a
I
great
haven't.
movie. You've not seen it?
No, it's
No, I
no,
haven't
I've seen
seen
it.
it.
No,
No.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, you
No,
both
what
need
was
to
it?
watch it. You
No.
both need to watch it. Yeah.
Nope.
Okay. No, yeah,
It's not a great. I just like the concept of it. I think that's great. I don't. The movie I didn't think was brilliant, but I like the concept. I have seen it.
I've seen this too. Yeah.
Is this faked? I think this is, if I remember rightly, it's been ages, but wasn't it like? Yes, that crash there looks quite believable.
I don't think it's fake.
I don't
No,
know,
no, I
man.
think it's a real video. I'm trying to remember what people said it was.
That's a TikTok.
It was.
Yeah.
No, I mean serious.
Early prototype.
That is a TikTok.
Looks like it, doesn't it?
Get Mick West in here. Let's see what he thinks.
Yeah, it's a flare. It's a flare.
Chat has this been debunked? Let us know. Put it in
Somebody
block
said, somebody said it was like a rocket or something that had bounced right there and it blows up.
Put it in
Yeah,
block capitals if it has.
I think so.
I don't know, man. If a rocket hit the ground like that, it is going to explode.
I would assume, yeah. That's just what I've read it before about it.
God, it looks like a TikTok.
It does.
But there's no like gas explosion. You know, there's no flames or nothing like that. It looks like a Tic Tac doll, isn't it? Look at
Yeah,
It does. It looks
Yeah.
like a TikTok. It also, like the description of the Lonnie Zamora UFO.
True.
Hmm. But my point is, guys, is that why don't we get footage like this? Why is it got to be blurry footage? I mean, this was taken obviously early 90s.
Because they're never going to show us the real stuff, dude. I mean, if you're waiting
Exactly.
for, the great stuff from the government, it's not coming, man. You know?
That's not in capitals, but I'll put that up. There you go. Real UFO. Human pilot died. That's what I heard.
Could be.
Oh, that.
He didn't pull through. Okay.
Well, yeah, I'd imagine. I mean, yeah.
That's interesting,
There
Nick.
you go.
I do remember that. I remember seeing it in some sort of UFO documentary, just a bit of the clip, not on its own. You'll have to send me that. I might put that in an intro at some point down the line.
Sure.
When you were asking, Nick, why aren't we getting more footage like that? I mean, did you guys see Kirkpatrick's op-ed he released today? Where he goes over his final thoughts on AARO when he left and everything?
No. Have you got a clip?
No, it's not a clip. It's just the writing. He does like this long op-ed where he just kind of lays out all of his final thoughts on UFOs and everything
Can
like
you
that.
lay it out for me in like 3 seconds?
Yeah, I mean, essentially, he's just simply saying that it's a lot of stories, a lot of whistleblowers came to AARO from behind the scenes. He talked to everybody. Everyone kind of tells the same story, but it never really leads anywhere. It doesn't go anywhere, and so social media and everything just kind of perpetuates this whole topic, and it's nothing. They can't find anything, and it's nothing, and it's kind of see you later. I thought it was interesting because it is now confirmed. He does now work for Oak Ridge National Lab, Battelle. DOE.
Yeah,
he does.
That's
Yeah. So yeah, Greenwald was right on top of that. Because I know he put the FOIA in about it, and it came out, and they're like, "Yeah, we can't give you anything because now he works there, and that's what's going on with it." But I kind of looked at it as when I read it, I was like, "Oh, okay." So he talked to the DOE. He took the payout. They got the job from him, and this is like his last kind of FU, to the community because he's pissed about everything. He didn't have to write this.
How
We
did
already
it last?
know.
Did it last a year?
Yeah. But we already know what he thinks. We already know that he doesn't think anything's there. Why does he have to, like, as he drifts off into the sunset with the paycheck, he's like, "Yeah, you know, there you go. There's nothing there. See you later. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to work for the company that fucking told me not to say that." It's just like, it's so crazy. It's just Blue Book all over again, man.
Yeah.
That's the craziest part is like so many people like don't understand that like just history just continues to repeat itself in this topic. Like when Project Sign and Project Blue Book and everything ended, Edward Ruppelt, he ran the programs. Where did he go when they left? He went to Northrop Grumman. I mean,
We never got that Grusch proof, did we?
I thought about that when I was reading it. I said, where are the emails? We never got those either. I mean, we didn't hear about it from either side either. But I think
legal reasons.
Yeah, that might have
It's
been,
always
I think,
legal.
what Greenwald's request was about, was trying to get those emails still. And they were like, yeah, see you later. So it's like, man, we can't ever really get it, you know? You can't really get the real answer from it. But it's AARO, it's DOD, man. They're not going to tell us. They're not interested. So,
Because that's the interesting thing. Because I know you said like with the Grusch thing that you don't really trust it, Nick, but also at the same time, Grusch is the one that he's kind of saying he's got the risk of, unless he knows they'll never turn around and show emails, he's the guy that's saying that them denying it is bullshit. You know?
Yeah. I understand. You know, he's got a restriction. You know, he's lost his security clearance and he can't bring out the documents. Okay, fair enough and all that. But at this point, it's just, I don't know, man. We're gonna see this year. With Grusch, I just find he's a useful idiot. Like
I'll be
Joe
honest
Rogan
with
said.
you. I will be absolutely honest with you. I, as stupid as some people might think this is, I trust that guy believes what he's saying.
yeah,
I
for
don't.
sure.
I
Why don't you think so, Nick?
Because he keeps in line. He's lied. He said he didn't had any contacts with any aliens or extraterrestrial beings, like he said, first of all, in that first interview. And then he's changed his mind. He said he didn't had any medical problems. And then that changed again. There was a discrepancy between Sean Kirkpatrick and whether or not there was going to be a skiff between exchange of emails. And it's like, okay, you lied again. And I'm just catching him out on these small little lies. And again, he's hanging around with Corbell and that sort of gang.
I think he
And
went to Corbell. I think he went to Corbell.
But this is why he's been put up on a pedestal. He's basically on a pedestal at the moment. You know, I don't like to use the term "useful idiot," but
I think
sounds like that. You know what I mean?
I think what's happened is he went to Corbell and Corbell went with it. He put that guy up in full color.
Why did he do that, Ali?
I don't know. It's just
because it's a business. It's a business.
No, he did that for the greater good of humanity.
Sure.
Yeah, but where did it get us, though? You know, all this congressional hearings. What
got
did it
some
achieve?
great thumbnails.
Who cares about thumbnails? You know, is that disclosure? No, it's not fucking disclosure. It got us absolutely bloody nowhere. And it doesn't matter if we're going to have another one until we actually get significant evidence to back up his claims. I'm not buying it anymore, man. 2023 was an eye-opener for ufology. Fuck me.
Well, it was for everybody, Nick. You're not wrong, man. I mean, it was for a lot of people. And I'm really paying attention because every day I see more and more people say, is anybody getting tired of this yet? I'm getting bored of this UFOs. We're not going anywhere. You know, I think you're going to see a lot of the casual kind of community from the last 3 or 4 years start to fall off. I mean, I brought this up 6-7 months ago, right after Grusch came out. I said, this is very dangerous for ufology to have this guy put on a pedestal if he doesn't have any hard evidence. Because when he lets all these new people down whose attention spans with this topic is 2 seconds long, they're going to be bored and go back to watch the football because they're going to say, there's nothing here. Yeah, whatever. I'm going to go watch the new TV show, and they're going to leave. And the problem is, guys, is if we actually had a chance to get anything from the government, to get the Pentagon to release anything, you would have to create so much pressure from the mainstream population to do that, to shove it out. And if you put someone like Grusch in front of Congress and they let everybody down, and if you rip up the UAP Disclosure Act in front of everybody and you show them, hey, nothing's coming, they will leave. And now the community will still be here. The community, especially prior to 2017, they'll still be here, but the community will slowly start to drift back and look like it was before Tom and TTSA and New York Times, everything came out. It'll go that way. And then at that point in time, what do you do? Because if you have hopes for the government, well, you're screwed there. And so then you have to look at people like Corbell. Now, this is kind of where it comes back to him in this being a problem, is that the more and more he gets bigger, right, and we lose faith in the government from getting anywhere, then you're going to start to turn to people like him to get these leaks. Now, I've already seen people on Twitter today already saying, Lou, where's Lou Elizondo? Please come in here and stop Kirkpatrick and all this and save us, Lou Elizondo. Lou Elizondo can't save you. He can't save you. The best he could do is bring out these 3 videos back in 2017. That's the best he's got. Who do you think's going to come save you? Nobody. So you need a real whistleblower with some hard evidence. So the next time, guys, that we do this, because I think we do have an opportunity to get somebody else in front of Congress again. If you're going to bring somebody up and put them on a pedestal, dude, they have to have evidence. If you don't push for that, you're shooting off your own foot. Stop doing that. You know, it'll just be a mess.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is why we're in the current situation that we're in.
Yeah.
As ufology is just a complete mess. And no offense to YouTubers, but I keep on seeing these. They're new to ufology. They're saying, is 2024 going to give us disclosure? It's like, have you not learned anything in December? Like, literally, where have you been? You've been living
It's just a
under
clicky
rock.
title, though.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
exactly. But again, it boils down to being a business. This is what it is now. I mentioned it on my the aliens in the Miami Mall. I did like a little debunk of a photograph, but I said clearly it's just for clicks and likes at the moment. It just seems to be a trend, a top trend, if you know what I mean. And people just riding it for what it's worth without having any significant evidence to go by. And this is where we are at the moment. It's just going through a cycle again. That just leads to no disclosure.
How do we actually change this? You know, I mean, how do you?
Ali, you can't.
What?
Listen. I hate to burst the bubble, bro, but you can't. You can't change it. Not we can't. I mean, if you get somebody that wants to come out of the government and be a real whistleblower, like a for real Snowden, then you can change it. But the reality of it is that I have to agree with what John Greenwald was mentioning today about Kirkpatrick's op-ed, where he says Kirkpatrick is simply saying, you know, we've kind of wasted time and money on looking into this stuff, whether that's real or not, or whether he's right or not. I think Greenwald's right when he says that's like a position a lot of people in government are going to start to take. The more and more you bait these people, like, why don't we hear from Gillibrand anymore? Why don't we hear from Rubio anymore? You know, I mean, whether or not they can get to these things or not, you know,
she's probably just left the UFO stuff behind. She realizes it's not doing anything for her.
Sure, but see, that's the whole point.
I genuinely, I honestly do think, who's the guy that you've got in the States? What's his name? Tennessee guy.
Bird shit.
Yeah.
It was that's what the jellyfish UFO was.
I like that guy.
You got to take the jellyfish UFO video and put bird shit on over top of it. That's what you should do. That's very funny.
I honestly think that guy is interested in the subject. He comes across believable that he's interested in it.
Can I just say something?
I don't think Gillibrand was interested in it. I don't think she gave a shit. I think she thought this might get a few people's nipples hard. I mean, did you see Osvaldo Franco?
Mm-mm.
That was one of the things that kind of like that went fucking viral. Do you remember Oz that used to come on the show?
Yeah, you'd have to remind me, man. You got a lot of content on here.
So Osvaldo, the TTSA,
the guy who invested, right? Yeah,
yes,
a fair amount of quid.
We won't go there. But he went up to Gillibrand when I think she was in his. Is she near New York? I have no idea.
I don't know. I can't remember.
Well, anyway, I think she was in New York, and Oz went up to her and she went, Senator Gillibrand, and she like bent down and went, "Oh, hello, sweetie," and he was like asking her about the UFO thing, and it was that thing went viral, and then all of a sudden I'm seeing this lady all over the place. You don't see anything now. Nothing. I find it really odd because I tell you something, in the UK, if our politicians started speaking about fucking UFOs and flying saucers, same thing, aliens, hello, Stevens, greetings and salutations, my lad.
What's up, buddy?
What's up?
If they started to speak about UFOs, aliens in the UK government, people would be like, listen, shut the fuck up, sort the country out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You're
Sure.
spot on,
Yeah,
Ollie.
yeah. We don't need to. We just can you just please sort the electric bills out, and then we can switch. Yeah, but if there's free energy, it might be in the power of the spaceships.
Yeah.
No, the British public wouldn't give a flying fuck if disclosure happened. If
I
you gave
find
them
it
an alien, honestly, they're so distracted by technology, gadgets, and gizmos, Jolly. You know what it's like in England? It is a fucking mess. A mess, man. We need to sort this country out big time. So giving us an alien ain't going to help anything. People still have to go to work. People still have to do their own thing.
We had an alien in this country. I believe we had a genuine alien at one point running the country. John Major. I mean, he looks very
John
strange.
Major.
Yeah,
Reptilian like. So
he
was the Queen.
He looks like an alien.
So was
yeah.
the Queen.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Reptiles, man. And Prince Philip.
I need to do a show on reptilians.
Yeah, we
Definitely.
really got to.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I've never dug deep into that, man. I've always kind of thought it was silly and that was it. And I just never really looked at anything I thought was actually really silly,
I watched a lot of Ike at one point in my life. A lot of David Icke.
I mean, I've seen his stuff, obviously, but
and it was so funny when he all of a sudden realized, hang about, I need to lay off the reptilian thing. And then there's this one, he's trying to do a serious news report with this person that's interviewing him.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he's talking about the global elites, this, that, and the other, nothing to do with aliens, just the elites of the world. And this reporter just goes, so what about those reptilians? And it's like, well, no. He just quickly gets them off the subject. I found it was hilarious.
Are they going to get Alex Jones and him together on Twitter and have a conversation?
That'd be fucking epic.
Wow. Just
That would be epic.
Just be Alex Jones speaking to David through a megaphone, just screaming in his face.
I'll tell you, every once in a while, now that he's back on Twitter, I'll he streams his show to it. I'll flick it on, and dude, he just tells you everything that's going on that's bad. He's like, oh, it always makes you think the world's ending that day, man. He always does Alex Jones.
This is why I had to stop listening to Alex Jones back in 2009, because it just came too much. His Prison Planet, InfoWars. It would just be doom and gloom, doom and gloom. It's like, man, this ain't doing me any good. It's a bit like you do the same thing like the BBC are doing. Fear, 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 fear.
Any news channel, you cannot turn on the news on. You can't even look at the news. I mean, can you imagine if you turn the news on, it went good news? Somebody should do that. A news channel that is just good news. Just call it good news.
Yeah, but Ollie, if you look at news back in the day,
they want to make money, Ollie.
No, honestly, guys, but the BBC, what they used to do back in the 70s and 60s, my nan told me this, they used to have bad news, and then right at the end, they always put a good news story. Always put a good news story, a feel good.
End on a high.
Yeah, end on a high. That's what they used to do. But now it's just we know we're going to die in the next 12 years if we don't sort climate change out, which is a load of bollocks, in my opinion. But anyway, we'll move on from that.
Yeah, news is great. You fuck them in the ass, then you give them some pseudocrem. There you go.
Exactly.
Two things can always be true. No, I mean, his stuff is always fun to listen to. Don't get me wrong. I like the guy, but I just can't put it on 24/7. I'll just be in the most deep depression ever at the end of it,
Yeah. You gotta have a big heart.
Yeah.
You gotta have a big what?
To say big heart.
Oh, he broke up.
Your
connection broke up. And it just sounded like big cock.
Really? Okay.
What do you reckon now then? When you look back at the Tic Tac, the Go Fast, the gimbal, do you think that's debunkable?
Yeah, I think the Go Fast one, that's the one where it's just traveling in the water like that. I think Mick West did a good job on that. I mean, the trigonometry.
What did he say, Seagull or something?
Well, he just said it wasn't going fast. It's kind of funny because that's not the title. I think they figured out with the math. NASA did the same thing, which, I mean, maybe NASA gets one thing right. It was only going 40 miles an hour or something like that, 40 or 45 miles an hour, which when you look at that video, dude, I always thought it did look kind of slow. But the other two, I'm not so sure. The other two, I haven't seen like a really good one. I know people talk about how the gimbal, it might be like a plane that's doing that or whatever, but I don't know. I'm not sold on that. I'm not either, just because of the way the clouds are moving this way. Why would the plane be? I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me, but the other two videos are interesting still.
So I do want to go back to the jellyfish now that you've just mentioned Go Fast, because what is interesting is the reaction of Go Fast when they lock it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's just say that thing's a pigeon. Okay. Whatever it is. Yeah. It's not alien. It's not UFO. It's a pigeon. It's a seagull, whatever. The cat just freaked me out stood looking at me on the stairs. One thing that they've said with the jellyfish is they couldn't lock on it. They had to just manually follow it. It couldn't lock.
Yeah, but that's the story from the video we don't see, though. You know what I mean? They also, Corbell was also saying they cut the feed and everything like that to the other.
But it is following it. So imagine if that thing's following it.
Right.
I don't know what that thing does have the capability to lock. Am I right?
I have no idea if that camera does or not.
I think it does. I think that's what they're saying it does. So if it's following it, surely if it's going to follow, it would have locked. It wouldn't just manually follow.
Maybe, yeah. Like I said, I don't know how those things work, so I couldn't tell you. Yeah.
So Corbell said those things can lock onto a tire.
Sure.
Sure. Take it out.
Right. Yeah.
So that's because it does look like it's following it. So
yeah, they're definitely tracking it. I mean, manually for sure. You can see he's watching it. He's moving the camera with it.
If it is balloons and that thing can, if like going back to the Go Fast, if that's not a fucking little tiny alien torpedo, right? And they're so excited because they locked onto a pigeon, which I do find that bizarre. Why is it not locking onto a balloon? They can lock onto anything with this tech.
Is it both the same camera though? This is it. You know, I have no idea what technology these military.
This is what is being told. So this is what we need. We need somebody to come out and say this thing doesn't lock; it just manually tracks or whatever. But I don't know that. In fact, I think I did put a tweet out actually, which of somebody who operates the systems. You guys see that? Not my tweet, but have you seen the guy that
the TikTok video I was talking about earlier? It probably is the same video.
Not the TikTok. No,
the TikTok. TikTok like the candy. I told my daughter.
The TikTok. Yeah.
No, honey, it's TikTok like the candy. Bro, he's funny, man.
Okay, this one.
Yeah, this is the video I was talking about. This guy right here. Yeah.
It looks like a Westcam infrared imager for about 5 or 6 years now. Got lots of hours on this equipment and looking at different objects through infrared. I'm afraid the most likely candidate, it's definitely a real object. It is definitely something outside whatever aircraft is recording it. It's not a smear on the lens or something like that. It wouldn't move. It would move with the target reticle if it was stuck on there. We do get bugs and things that stick on there, but they don't. When you move the lens, it moves with it because it's stuck to the lens. It's a real thing, but the fact that it doesn't accelerate or decelerate under its own power, it just kind of floats along like a balloon. This is probably a Mylar birthday balloon. I've probably seen 20 or 30 birthday balloons float up from parties, kids' parties and things like that. And this is exactly what they look like. I've been using this same equipment. It looks like a Westcam infrared imager for about 5 or 6 years now. Got lots of hours on this equipment. And
okay, here's the thing. Pause it right there. I pulled this guy's TikTok up though.
Yeah.
I don't see anything that this guy's military at all.
I was just about to ask that.
I've seen a bunch of videos of his, like civilian style videos looking at it. In the video right here, he doesn't say, "Hey, I'm military. I ran these systems." He says, "I think it's this FLIR system, and I've done some hours on it." Like, because I've seen this post too, and this is what I was talking about earlier in the show. That here's the problem: why is Corbell? Why is he? Hold on a second, Elliot. Why is Corbell not bringing out an actual guy who runs these systems from 2017, 2018? You can get somebody who ran these to come talk and give you an analysis of the video. If he's had this stuff for 2 years, 3 years, that's part of your reporting. Bring him out. What's he waiting for? Why are we hoping to get Mike Sinkoski to come out? You know?
Would somebody do that though? Would somebody talk about that sort of technology, even though I'm sure the enemy knows about it? But
well, yeah, they're looking at the video of it. I mean, how could it, why would they not? If it's okay to release the video, why couldn't the guy come talk about it? You know what I mean? Because look, at the end of the day, there's no way that video is classified, in my opinion. There's no way Jeremy Corbell is holding classified information, giving classified information to TMZ and making money off it. Dude, there's no shot, right? I mean, if somebody sent me classified information, dude, I'd have called the FBI so fast. Like, no way. I don't want anything. I think it's like 10 years to just have it. You can get 10 years in prison just for having the stuff. And so I just don't buy that, man. It's rough. That's why I'm saying, this is why I said earlier, why doesn't he get his sources to come out? Have the guy who ran the drone or ran the blimp and got the video, have him come tell us, not some guy on TikTok.
But that guy on TikTok, that's the first time you've seen him in military gear that looks like he's sat in an helicopter. Basically, he might have gone to an air show and gone, "Do you mind if I put your uniform on?"
No, he's got a lot of videos with him in helicopters and that stuff. I was looking through it. It's there. He started the TikTok in 2020, I believe. But I don't see anything military. And I looked, and I think the poster had suggested that he might be military, but I don't know, man. You can go get those suits anywhere. I mean, come on. We got to do a little bit harder dig on stuff like that. You know, we got to look a little bit further.
While I'm on the Twitter page, did you guys see this? Do you know what it is? Does anybody know what this is yet?
No.
Oh, no,
is that the plane that's on fire?
Is that what it is? Is it a
that
plane?
one? There's recently a plane that was on fire. I don't know if that's the same, like a different angle of it, but
you can hear a plane.
It's a hell of a fire, man.
Yeah.
I don't know how old this video is, though, Ali, so I don't know.
I think this is just
trail as well. Oh. It's like a trail.
That's wild.
Yeah. And guys, could you remember the Chinese lanterns that were back in 2010? Could you remember that?
Yeah.
If I show you a helicopter footage of what they said was like a silver ball in the sky, and this is taken from a helicopter. I'm going to bring it up, Ollie. It's only
absolutely, mate.
Like a minute long, but what you're seeing is actually a Chinese lantern, okay, in the wind. But you see how fast it's actually traveling, and it going with the helicopter is going one way, and the Chinese lantern is going the other way. It almost looked like it's actually hauling ass when it's actually not. I'll bring up the footage here. You see it, Ollie?
1 second, mate.
Oh, while you're doing that, I guess I should put like a little bit of a disclaimer out there. I'm not saying that guy in the TikTok video is not military. I'm saying I can't find anything that he is. He could be. I'm definitely against just saying someone's not in the military without having evidence about that, for sure, like hard evidence. Shouldn't do that. So yeah. I just to make it clear, I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying I can't find anything.
So this footage is taken in England, where the Chinese lanterns, and in fact, what you are witnessing is a Chinese lantern, because I was seeing them all the time back then. You can see the glow at the bottom, but you can see how fast that's traveling.
Yeah,
that's a Chinese lantern,
and it's only going at. That's a Chinese lantern, yeah. So all this footage you're seeing is a Chinese lantern, and once it gets to that high altitude, it's not. Yeah, all of them. Yeah, this is it. It's all been debunked. But that's just what you're actually seeing through thermal is this. Everything you're seeing
when you say
is
being debunked as the person. How do they know it's a Chinese lantern?
because the police they came forward and people were saying at the time that because this was taken like near the New Year, and people at the I was seeing these all the time in 2009, 2010. They were extremely popular in England, and you can see if I stopped it there, you can see the cylinder. Obviously, you got the light source at the bottom, which is the flame. But what they'll explain is that how fast this object is going compared to the helicopter, sort of.
Yeah, I've seen one of these before. I've seen Chinese lanterns.
But that object looks like it is hauling ass. But the idea that it isn't is just going to be speed. So yeah, I just thought I'd show you that. Yeah, but comparing that to what the jellyfish is doing, it's almost kind of the same, but it's more or less at a steady speed, isn't it?
I'm just wondering, like, can you just imagine if all of a sudden, in say 1 year's time, Corbell goes, got the jellyfish coming out of the water.
Hey man, more power to him. Hopefully he does, dude. He's
What happens then, though? What happens then? What happens then?
It's just more.
Well, then hopefully we have some footage that we could actually work with and take a look at, and we can maybe get somewhere. Get some of those 5 observables going that we never seem to get. We always get the story about the 5 observables, but we never get those observables to observe. It's always the real bummer and the usual kind of shtick with all these releases. Yeah,
it's always like one of those.
Yeah, it's hard to believe. Yeah, for sure. Because I mean, a leak is the only way we would ever really get good footage, in my opinion. So I think the Disclosure Act not going through at all and completely being butchered just kind of proves that. Like the government's not doing anything with that. So you have to wait for a leak, and maybe it comes through Corbell, maybe it doesn't. I don't know.
Do you think they do want to slowly drip it out, or do you think they want to hide it? Or do you feel like now's the time that they've realized that we need to kind of like let this cat out of the bag, but we need to slowly drip it?
Well, you first have to identify who's the faucet. Where's the drip coming from, right? So who do you think, if they were dripping it, who's the faucet?
I don't think we'll ever find out the dribbler.
You don't think it's Corbell, if possible? Like if that was the case, you don't think he'd be a candidate for that?
Corbell's definitely dripping it out, but who's giving him the drips?
Well, I mean, we don't have any proof of those being actually extraterrestrial or interdimensional, whatever you want to call it, though. So I mean, I don't know if he can be really considered the dripper, right? I mean, you have to know the material is got some validation to it, right?
He's the only one right now giving us the stuff like the Tic Tac, Go Fast, and Gimbal. He's the only person that's giving us that sort of stuff. Nobody else is
right now.
Nobody else is giving us the military looking stuff.
Yeah,
which that seems to be the thing that gets the views, because nobody gives a shit if the man in his garden with his dog is filming a UFO up in the sky. No matter what it's doing, nobody cares about it.
I mean, I don't know about that. A lot of people cared about Miami aliens, though. A lot of people cared about that.
It's got to be black and white footage. It's got to be black and white flare footage. That's the one. The Miami aliens thing, that we all know that's just a massive cover up for like giant fucking evil aliens.
You think how many people has got phone cameras these days? Literally millions, probably billions of people got phone cameras right around the world. How come we still haven't got a good HD camera? I mean, all the camera quality we can take now is just unbelievable. What cameras can do. Surely there must be something. And you think what the military has is compared to what we have must be, decades more.
Absolutely insane. It'd be insane.
Yeah, it'd be insane. So I don't understand where all this footage. And besides, where the Corbell footage, why aren't they taking it to AARO to be analysed? Especially the jellyfish. Why not giving it to AARO, the actual project Blue Book?
They don't need to give it to them now. They've got it. It's everywhere. They could just.
Yeah, but it's proving it for what it is. This is it, do like a further analysis into it. I'm not saying to debunk the thing, but I have to admit, it's a very odd thing. I've never seen anything quite like that.
It's weird.
It's so
It's
weird.
if it's balloons, it's a fucking ugly bunch of balloons.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
For sure. But yeah,
It could be balloons, man. I don't know. I just, no one has rock hard evidence on really what it is yet, and it's taken forever. And we just have never seen it go this long. I can't remember it going this long, man, without a real viable one.
I was on the phone to Nick earlier, driving home from work. Like, there was a UFO in the sky, and
I was like, it's flares. It's flares.
It's flares. I'm like, as I was saying, Nick, we're doing a show tonight. I can see it. I says, look outside your house. I need to see if this thing is a planet low in the sky, because it was really fucking low.
I actually went in my garden and I'm like, where is this thing? We're like,
and it's like, I can see the moon. The moon's right up there. I'm like, no shit, Sherlock. Is it that planet thing next to the moon? And I'm like, Nick, I'm driving. Is the moon directly above you? I can't see the moon. He's like, just have a quick look. And I'm like, so
take
yeah.
a photo. I was like, I'll say to Ollie.
I went, oh yeah, I can see the moon. Yeah, go on, Nick.
I was saying, like, get a photo, like, get a footage of it. It's like, mate, I'm on the fucking motorway. I can't take the phone out. I was like, no, honestly, get like a quick snapshot. I was like begging you to take a photograph.
Yeah.
You seem very excited.
He's like, pull over. I said, I'm on the motorway. I can't pull over. It keeps going low below the trees. But this thing was like, if you imagine when you see a big planet, no, not a planet, a satellite. You know when you see a satellite.
Sure.
Yeah. It was like that, but it was stationed. I was on a long straight, and it was to probably make Americans understand where it was. You probably heard of Leeds. It's a city in
I've
UK.
heard of it.
Yeah. I was in the Leeds bit, which is like middle of the UK. Like Wetherby, Leeds. Wetherby's the local town that's. Well, it's quite a bit away from Leeds, actually, but I'm saying Leeds, close to Leeds, just to make America understand kind of where they were.
We still don't, but yeah, go ahead.
But anyway, this thing was low, and I'm thinking to myself, if that's a planet, I don't think I better see it that clear as that. But this thing was like bright, but it was twinkly as well, I have to say. It didn't move. It was completely stationary, like a planet. But the brightness of a satellite. But if you imagine when you look at somebody's house that you're driving past and you see the roof, if you go a roof above, that's how low it was. It was very low in the sky. So I have no idea what it was. No idea.
So when you're driving along, Ollie, so it's more or less at your horizontal view. Is that what it
exactly the horizontal view? Like if I'm like looking here, so if you imagine my head is the top of a house, it's there. It's there. The moon's right up there because the moon was quite high up in the sky tonight.
It was above my head too. Yeah.
So yeah,
man.
It was just big.
It could have been our space brothers, dude.
Yeah, I saw it for a long time, and then all of a sudden, it
was a jellyfish. It was hanging.
It just went, and then it came back again. I'm like, Nick, it's back, and it's like, no, it's no. I got home where I live. You can see all around, and I'm looking down the street. In my bedroom. Can't see it everywhere.
I was on the phone debunking it. I was like, it's a lighthouse, it's a planet. Yeah, I was like, total Mick West.
Oh, yeah, trying to kill me. Get your phone out. Get your phone out. I'm fucking driving. I'm not going to get my phone out.
I want a chance to. But no, I sounded like a total Mick West. But no,
you need Mick West sometimes, bro. Come on, you need him a little bit. Even I don't agree with him 100% on this one. I still don't think we have anything really solid. So
Metabunk's gone insane over this. Like It's like
Yeah.
the amount of stuff that they've been trying to do to. I mean, I think it's great that there's so much stuff coming out, but
Yeah.
I'm sure Corbell's like sat there going, "We got bird shit, we got balloons." But it's just bird shit and balloons, isn't it? Really, that's the two.
That's it.
That's
Yeah,
the two
that's it.
debunks.
Yeah, the only balloons that they can put together is Photoshop balloons, you know, where they built them. Show that picture you got.
What we need is another one, another example where you kind of can see its balloons, but at the start you can't on that same camera.
Because you
That's
never know
what
where
you-
you never know where these objects go afterwards. You know, you just get like a 1 minute shot and that's it. You never see where they go into outer space or whether they teleport or something or like that or disappear or vanish. It's hard to tell, man. In regards of weaponized, is it finished now? Because Jeremy Corbell has been bringing out footage and photographs through the duration of the podcast he's been doing. So I'm wondering whether or not he's got more up his
A
sleeve.
couple of episodes left. I'm sure the other day said it's their third to last episode or something like that.
No, he said season 1. That's what changed. So
Thank you.
It was Jupiter.
yeah. Because I was wondering the same thing until I heard him say season 1. And I went, oh, okay. So they found some other way to push it another season or two, probably. I mean, they'd be fools to not keep going in with the kind of the, you know, everything they're getting out of it.
If it's
money
a grift, they'd be fools not to keep
Well,
making that money.
I was going to say they're going to save the best for last, aren't they? Think about it.
Do you think he's holding on to something really good?
Yeah.
He's still waiting out.
Of course he is.
I think there's got to be a grand finale.
Yeah. It have to be. It's views, man. He's going to hype it up. I guarantee it's going to be like big, like echo music. It's going to be like a big hype.
So do you think he's leaving ufology then, guys? At that point, you think he's done?
No, you made it clear a few podcasts ago. He needs us, Ice Cream.
Yeah, he does.
He needs us. You know, he can't make a bloody documentary and say, "Oh, I'm not making any money out of ufology." That's horseshit. I'm sorry, man. That's an upright bloody lie. And I feel bad for the homeless guy you walked past. That poor guy. He's just.
You might not have noticed him, to be fair.
No bullshit, man. I would never. Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. If I was in front of the camera and I had noticed a homeless guy, and I was Jeremy Corbell, and I noticed the homeless guy, I would purposely go, "Oh, here, man, have a cigarette and buy yourself some beers." I would do that, you know. That would make him look good. So I would probably go with in his defense, I think because he was that wrapped up in the camera thing, he may not have even noticed.
Yeah, I think Tyler wasn't too far off with his explanation. When you look at the way this has went, he was pretty spot on, Ali. Come on, he's really spot on with that. His assessment. It's kind of turning out that way.
A bit worried about him actually. I've messaged him a few times lately.
What's going on with him? Do you know? I mean, anything you can talk about? I mean, you know.
No. There's nothing to talk about because he's not really. The last reply I had was like we were talking for a bit because his dad passed away and he just said, "Yeah, it's been a bit hard. I'm probably gonna just lay low for a bit." But then he started to upload.
Yeah.
And then he stopped. And then a few people have said a couple of things to me, and I messaged him the other day, and usually he messages straight back, and he's just not messaged back. So I find it weird.
He might have seen it and then didn't click it or something, and then it takes the notification away. Then you forget about it. I do that with text sometimes. I feel like such a dick, man.
No, it's not being seen. I don't think.
Oh,
no,
well, you never know.
Not being seen, just sent.
Maybe he's lost playing a video game. He's down a rabbit hole of some new game. Dude, when new games would come out for me that I wanted to play, like originally when Destiny 2 came out, you couldn't talk to me for 2 weeks, man. I'd go dark completely from everybody.
Chance is a fine thing for me. have a game these days. Though I have got a Steam Deck. When I'm working away, I take it with me. I've been
Oh, that's cool.
playing Skyrim on the Steam Deck, Shingen, and everything.
How's that play on there? Is it
Amazing.
good?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can play Skyrim on anything. You don't have to have a Steam
Oh,
Deck.
no. But I'm playing
The
Skyrim.
coffee maker in your hotel room's got Skyrim, bro. I
I'm
mean,
playing Skyrim survival mode, which means you have to fucking walk everywhere. It takes forever.
and you got to eat. You got to drink.
You got to eat. Actual food does things. Yeah.
It's getting better. They got to get VR where we need VR, man. VR is really what gaming's waiting for right now.
Oh no,
I think
it's too stickily.
I think VR will be running shows in VR probably in the next 10 years.
No, closer than that, man. Closer than that.
You
I
think
reckon you should
closer?
do it now. Yeah, because the PS4.
I mean, I'm
that I
talking
have-
about YouTube shows.
Oh no,
no,
honestly, have you guys got a PS4 like VR set at all?
No, I never got any.
I had
VR
one.
stuff.
I had
Right.
one.
Because if you
Shit.
put a Blu-ray DVD in, it actually, and you put the VR set on, it actually comes up as like a movie screen. So it's almost like you're sat in the movies, and it actually comes like as a big widescreen. So I wouldn't be surprised with the next few years. I mean, honestly, I was playing. Sorry to go off topic about gaming and all that and VRs, but we had the VR when it first came out on the PS4. Not a lot of games on it, but it is fucking makes you have like vertigo. Very sickly because it's such fast paced and you're in the surroundings, and I just didn't get on with it. That's my personal opinion. We only played it for a bit because it just made me feel sick.
We will be living. Is it Ready Player One? We'll be living
100%.
Like that reality is. I tell you what, the reality. One of my favorite films of all time, Blade Runner. That reality, I think, it will come at some point.
Yeah.
Especially if you've watched Blade Runner 2, which a lot of people think is terrible. I actually think it's really good.
The new one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like Ryan Gosling's girlfriend in that, which is just AI, I think it's going to be the reality of a lot of lonely people. You'll be able to do that. You will be able to do that type of thing. Because look how close we are to it now.
Yeah, when you look at some of the graphics of VR right now, as soon as they figure out how you can just move around in your own place without having to move, it's over. Everyone's going to do that. Everyone's going to jump into VR right away, and that's going to be that. Ready Player One is definitely, if they can get it going, that'll happen for sure.
Also sounds expensive, doesn't it, this technology?
Yeah, but they'll find a way to bring it down.
Sounds expensive unless the machine has become clever and realized that we are potentially it's a way of what's the word I'm looking for? Existence.
And the sex organs of the machines.
It'll just get us to keep doing our thing by keeping us entertained. And then before we know it, the takeovers. Maybe the takeover has already been begun. You know, maybe it's not aliens that we need to worry about. Maybe we've created the alien.
We got to worry about AI, dude. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah,
you're a fool if you think you don't have to worry about AI, dude.
Yeah, it's almost like we live in a Black Mirror episode.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can you
Black
hear me?
Mirror. You cut out then for a second.
Yeah, but if anyone's seen Black Mirror, it's almost like we're living in that sort of reality.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I never thought the future would be so
futuristic.
Futuristic, yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Like,
yeah, it's gone past that barrier now. We've gone to like a new territory.
I think it's gone past what I expected.
Yeah, same here.
So I don't think if you'd have asked me in 2012 if I'd expect 2024 to be this advanced, I would probably say no. And I mean that with the AI part, because I don't think people saw that coming. People would like predicted like robots and things like that. But the fact that AI can now create, if you look back at what's the film with Will Smith?
I just watched it the other night. iRobot.
iRobot.
Yeah.
iRobot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's like my favorite movie, like for sci-fi almost. It's really good.
look,
Yeah.
look at that prediction of the AI art,
It's incredible.
what that does, yeah. But
Yeah.
look at what AI art can do now. That's better than that.
Yeah. And that's supposed to be 2035 as well, Chicago. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Because when we started watching it, because my wife was like, "Hey, we got to do an iRobot night. We love the movie, dude." And I was like, "Yeah, I can't remember
It's a
what
good film.
date." Yeah, it's really, really good. I think that's probably the closest sci-fi movie that's been able to we're gonna get to first. I mean, we're gonna kind of commingle with robots, which is funny because back then though they say robotics. It's all robotics instead of saying AI, which really it's AI with robotics together. But you do get the ultimate enemy, which I think is interesting at the end, which is Vicky. She is the ultimate AI, and she's the one that's causing all the trouble. And it's crazy, man. That movie is incredible. If you guys haven't seen it, you got to watch iRobot. Me and my dad went and seen it in theaters like 3 times when it came out in 2004. We just loved it.
Oh wow! Which is the Steven Spielberg movie?
That
AI,
is
isn't it? That's the AI, isn't it?
that's AI.
Yeah,
That
that's
is,
AI.
that's actually called AI with the little boy.
Right.
Yeah, that's it.
That is a fantastic film. That's where spoiler alert, at the end the aliens come, but the aliens are the aliens that actually dig up the ice age and find the little robot boy are actually AI. Their bodies gave up long ago, just like humanity was going that way, but humanity died out. And the aliens that come and find this what they think is human start off with, and they realize that it's the robot. This is right at the fucking end of the film. I'm sorry if you've not seen it, but
I know I kind of spoiled iRobot a little bit too, but
couple of decades old, man. Don't
have
worry.
you not seen? Have you not seen it?
I've seen the cinemas when it came out, but I haven't
I
seen
did
it
too,
recently.
Yeah, I mean that scene at the end when the aliens come is just like holy shit.
So the aliens of AI.
Yes.
I'm
So
confused.
I watched it about a year ago, so I can remember it. But if you're in the audience, if you've not seen it, I'm spoiling it for you. So just
That's what I know about it.
wait.
Okay.
But see, I just wanted to bring it back on track with the aliens.
right.
When the little boy, he can't die because he's a machine. And he crashes the car in the ocean at the end, and he can't get out. And because he can't, because he kind of like his batteries that he's got are a lot better than Elon's Teslas. He can just keep shut himself down and go into whatever mode and keep booting himself back up or whatever. But he doesn't die. But eventually, it gets cold, and there becomes an ice age, and the planet dies, and it goes thousands and like 1,000 years ahead, and then all of a sudden there's this like alien spaceship thing coming down, and you see it digging, cutting out the ice, and then it gets this car out, and then it gets him into a room, and it creates another like AI version of his mother, and he thinks he just wants to live that day over and over again. But it's the AI talk, it's the robot, it's the alien AI speaking to him, and it tells him that I can only do this once because of the DNA that he had from his mother's hair or something like that. I'm probably just butchering this film. It is good, trust me, people.
No,
But it's so interesting that the aliens are kind of tell him about his ancestors and say, we adapted, we embraced technology. Unfortunately, this planet didn't make it, blah blah blah, something along them lines. I'm probably just lying out of my ass there, but that's how I remember it in my head anyway. But good film.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So is Nope, AI we need to watch, and what else was there on the agenda?
iRobot for sure.
iRobot. Okay.
Yeah.
So check those 3 out. Yeah.
And if they all depress you, watch Biosecurity. Bicentennial Man.
Bicentennial Man. That's another Isaac Asimov book. Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
that's
that a
great.
tearjerker? Isn't that a
A little bit, yeah.
tearjerker?
It's Robin Williams. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's just is emotional movie in general.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, it is.
It's
It
got
is,
Robin
isn't it?
Williams in it. The only one that doesn't make you cry is Mrs. Doubtfire. Hello.
I love that movie as a kid, man.
Great film.
Yeah.
Wait,
It's too
wait.
bad he's gone now, man.
He
Huh?
chucks that lime at Pierce Brosnan.
Oh my god. He feeds him the spicy shrimp, right?
Tipped him.
Yeah, Pierce Brosnan in that movie, man. Golden Eye, huh? He's in there eating the Cajun scallops or whatever.
Yeah,
He chokes on it.
The Cajun shrimp or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't write movies like that anymore, man. Movies
No,
are in
mate,
a
no,
tough
no.
spot, bro.
Movies
They're
are
in a tough
terrible. Man.
spot.
Movies
Yeah,
are
yeah.
absolutely terrible. Now.
They're terrible now. That's because that's what we were laughing about when we were watching that robot. I was like, God, there's 14 different connections that are made from the beginning to the end. You're like, oh, that's why this happened. That's why this happened. It's like you don't see any of that kind of complexity anymore in the writing. It's in movies. It's so bad now. I feel like I'm already an old man complaining about the stuff. You know, all this new stuff.
I crave for great alien films. I really do, or alien TV series. We don't seem to get great. We get shit ones, but then when you look back at the old, like the Steven Spielberg, I'm kind of thinking, like, when you look at that, does that guy know some shit?
Yeah. I mean, I'll go ahead, Nick.
No, I was going to say the obviously the common story about Steven Spielberg is that he wrote E.T., but that was based on an actual event that actually happened, according to what sources or what bloody internet forum you listen to. But that's one conspiracy I'd actually heard, that E.T. was a real event, and he met with what's his bloody name? Is the President Reagan at the time, because his wife was into like UFOs, wasn't it? Nancy Reagan. She had like a house built.
Hang about Ronald Reagan. This is a fucking great show. Ronald Reagan met with a long neck alien that looked like a salami, like E.T.
Yeah. And apparently it was a real event, and that's how Steven Spielberg got the inspiration from. And Reagan's wife was big into. Is it Nancy? I can't remember what her name was.
Nancy Reagan.
Are you talking about the story are you talking about the story Rogan tells all the time, where it's like Reagan takes the comedian? I'm blanking on his name right now, but he takes him, shows him the bodies, and he's got a house that's built like a UFO. The comedian does.
No, he mentions that.
What's that guy? Yeah.
It's not that event. It's not that event. It was something different. This is
different?
an actual. Yeah. But apparently, Steven Spielberg met with the president and actually had a private screening of ET, and there was this comment made to Steven Spielberg, what the president said, that it was actually based on a true event. Yeah, Jackie.
Thank
Gleason.
you, John.
Yeah, Jackie Gleason. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
I should know that, because I complain every time Rogan tells that story. He tells it like every fucking episode about UFOs. Did you know Jackie Gleason seen that? It's like, God, yeah, we know, brother.
Yeah. So that's one conspiracy behind it. Yeah. But I rewatched Signs, was pretty fucking good.
Signs is incredible. Yeah. Incredible.
Still holds up. Definitely.
It's still scary. Yeah.
It doesn't really say if it's aliens, though, does it?
What, Signs?
Signs? Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
for sure. It's aliens. Yeah.
Yeah. You see it.
You see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
No,
fake
but
footage.
do you see any ships?
No, but you see the crop circles.
Yeah.
All around the world.
Yeah.
And you see the footage.
That is the interesting thing about science for me. Science is such an interesting in film with what we talk about here on Alien Addict now.
Oh, I see where you're going with this. They could be crypto-terrestrials, essentially.
Watch Signs now.
Okay.
Watch Signs now. There is no mention of outer space. No mention whatsoever.
Don't they talk about, though, on the news? Does it Joaquin Phoenix say? Doesn't he say like, oh, they're reporting all these ships that are coming in? Doesn't he say that though? That there's ships flying in? Is there a line? I wonder. I think.
Yeah, because it shows the ships in the.
I think
footage.
I think it does.
I thought he said no, you don't see a ship. There's no ship showing in that film. It may say it, but you don't see it.
Oh, you mean lights?
I think they mentioned lights. I think Nick's right.
Yeah, isn't there on the TV where he's pointing, he's saying they're seeing these all above all these cities, and he's pointing with a cigarette in his
Yes.
hand? Yeah.
But there's
Yeah.
no mention of space. There's
Yeah,
not.
so I guess what you're saying,
It's not like on the news. He doesn't mention space or anything like that. I find that quite interesting. That was it. Shamalite. That
M. Night Shyamalan. Dude, I'm watching Science tonight, bro. After this, I'm watching Science tonight. I'm not even lying, dude.
Yeah, like that is. I don't think there's any mention of them coming from outer space. Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
got a
always
point there.
had an idea for like an alien UFO movie, and I held on to it for a long time, but I'll probably never really
I
do anything with it.
I wouldn't say it here because
I wouldn't?
there'll be.
No, I guess I won't really tell you the whole thing, but just as a example, I guess. We never see a movie. We always see like movies where we're interacting with the aliens, you know, in some way, or they're coming after us or something like that. We've never really seen with how popular it is that corporations like Lockheed, Northrop Grumman, and Battelle, and all these Air Force bases, Area 51. We've never really seen a movie where the government kind of turns around on these corporations that have gotten out of control, and they kind of kick the doors into Lockheed. You know, and they go into all these places and they kind of tear all the technology out, and you see them kind of going into the underground bases, our government, and they're kicking out the scientists and they're finding all stuff. You never see that. And I think that would be a crazy,
cool
sick movie, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost
absolutely.
like a heist movie, but going deep underground. Is it?
It's
sounds
just
a bit
kind of like, yeah. I mean, kind of like where you have the government, even the government realizes it's out of their control, and they have to take, and they end up kind of like, you have these corporations, they have their own private military, and so our military kind of fights their military. It's pretty interesting, man. I don't know why no one's ever made anything like that. I'd watch the shit out of that, dude. Be sick.
I'll give it a few years. Do you think you just made it possible?
Third phase. Don't steal my idea. Third phase. Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
They'll make it. Now, yeah.
Michael J. or James Fox. Don't steal it either.
To bring it kind of like back on topic a bit, did you see on what you've just said there? Did you see what the bit where Corbell was on the phone to Bob Lazar?
Yeah.
Asking if he would go in front of Congress?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think we played that clip last week, didn't we?
Did we?
Yeah, I think we played it last week.
We did, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Okay. It was that last week. Seems like yesterday.
I know, dude. I can't believe it's Friday already either. It's been a wild week, yeah. But yeah, I've seen the clip for sure. It's good. He puts the pressure on him. I wonder how Bob really feels about that, though, you know?
I think he had to do that because so many people was like, I bet Joe Rogan asked him. You know, I bet Joe Rogan asked him something. It wouldn't surprise me because I'm sure Joe Rogan would have realized that having Harvey Weinstein and Bob Lazar on the same show, that would be a view fucking monster.
You mean Eric Weinstein, right?
Eric Weinstein.
Harvey.
not
I was
Harvey.
gonna say,
I was like, what?
What kind of show do you want to have, bro?
God, like we're going there. We're not-
Actually, no. Forget Eric. Get Harvey Weinstein and Bob Lazar together.
It'd just be that awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eric Weinstein and Bob Lazar. I'm sorry, Eric. I apologize. I apologize for mixing you up with a raging pervert.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool. It'd be cool if they would get in there and talk. But I mean, Bob won't go in front of Congress. Bob won't do anything like that. If it's not a puff piece where he's getting a check, dude, you ain't gonna see no Lazar vehicle pull up. I'll tell you that. He ain't going around there. I mean, is anybody really buying that excuse, dude? Like, I heard some other show was talking about, they were kind of arguing Lazar the other night or something like that, and they were bringing up the whole story. And I'm like, it's almost pointless to even argue the old facts about it because the guy just won't show up. So like you can't just not show up and get credit on anything. Like, how does he get any credit if he won't go? I don't know. It's weird. For me, Bob's out, but
I heard that he disappeared early from the when Stanton Freeman and did you ever see the Jeremy Corbell and
Yep.
So Bob Lazar was there. I heard he had to leave.
That, yeah.
I heard he had to leave.
I'm sure he did.
Yeah. See, I think he was there the day before, but I think he didn't want to meet up with Stanton.
Yeah. I mean, look, if he won't show up with the 115 or at least go testify, how can we keep Bob in the conversation?
I would have
It's so
loved
weird.
to see that. I would love to have seen just because I think Stanton would have been very civil. I don't think there would have been any. I think anybody could debate Stanton and he would be a gentleman. You know, I'm not just saying that because the guy's passed away. That's the vibe he gave. I think if he'd have been put in a room with Bob, that would have been a very civil conversation. I don't think there would have been any knickers getting in the twist or anything like that. He may have said, well, you know, you don't have these, you don't have the credentials. That's why I'm the way I am, but I'm willing to listen. You know, that's the kind of guy I think he was.
Stanton Friedman's the kind of guy that you wish had a second lifetime start at his age. You know, with all his knowledge, you wish he could get another 70, 80 years.
Yeah.
We need another Stanton in ufology. We need somebody like that. Somebody who's like insanely intelligent, that thinks outside the box, but is not a dick, you know, and you know can still debunk without, you know, destroying the subject. Because see, that's one of the things that frustrates me with the debunkers is it seems that that's what they want to do. I know they probably don't want to do that and they don't see that, but some of their audience do see that. And I don't think they realize that.
Didn't Stanton discredit Bob Lazar though?
Yeah,
if I remember
sure.
rightly, I think he
Yeah.
did, didn't he? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But Stanton Friedman could like win any interview argument. He was just when you look
Well,
back
I
at
called
him,
high school. He was in the bottom third of his class. You can't go to MIT in the bottom third of your class. He was
But yeah,
great, man. He was
yeah,
great, dude.
but
He's one of
you're
those
right.
people that we'll never get to talk to, man. It sucks. I'll never
Yeah.
be able to speak to him. It's terrible.
You might be able to get an AI Stanton
Maybe.
at some point in life.
Maybe.
Oh, but do you really want to go down that route?
Well, that's the route you're going to go down at some point.
You're gonna have
you
to,
know?
yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
You get a show where we'll be able to bring on like somebody from the dead and go, so-and-so's coming tonight, AI version, but we're bringing him on, Bruce Willis.
Steven Seagal.
I suppose like these actors are selling their likeness, isn't it now? Like I know Bruce Willis has done that. Like
Yeah,
you could
Bruce
do
has done
whatever you want. So guarantee you're gonna get some AI fucking, you know, Die Hard 10 or something like that, and it's all fucking AI generated or something. Yeah, it's gonna be to that point soon.
I mean, I understand it from Bruce's point of view. You know, he's gonna keep his family fed for a long time, generations to come.
Sure.
If I was a big movie star and somebody said, you know, potentially you can make money for generations to come for a long, long time. Because we like your face. We like your acting. That needs to live on in history. I might be a little bit like vain and go, yeah, I want everybody to see my face for years to come. Do it.
Yeah, but what the hell are they going to do with it? If it gets into something like Disney's hands, it's fucked. It is literally fucked. You can kiss that goodbye, like they did with Star Wars. Great job, Disney. Thank you for that. You know, just I think that's a bad route to go down. You know, depends on like I said, who's going to get their hands on his property or his likeness, and what they're going to do with it. They could do anything. Put them in a fucking porno or something like that, you know?
So much is going to change in the next 20 years, man. 20, 30 years. It's not going to look like this, man. So much is going to be different.
Scary,
I don't know.
isn't it?
I agree. The guy we had on, the musician last week, Matt McDonald, he was talking about how he just thinks we're on this precedent, or we're on this like stage getting ready for like a revolution, like changing at times we've never seen. And we're just on the cusp of it. That's why everything is so weird. Have you guys ever seen the world's so weird to me nowadays? I don't know. I look around, everything's just so different and weird, and I keep feeling like we're waiting for AI to blast through, or we're waiting for aliens, or we're waiting for some kind of humanity revolution, and we're just not there. The economy's all screwy. You're waiting for that to change, and maybe money to change, or I don't know, dude. It's weird, right?
Yeah, no, I understand totally. I think something's brewing. I don't know what it is. I'm not saying it's going to be like a catastrophic event. I mean, we're really going back to like the 2012 territory, like, oh, something's going to happen. But no, now something really feels like something's on the cusp of. I don't know.
I know.
Man.
I know you say. I know you're
so
saying,
big.
Lee. It's like it's on the tip of my nipples. Something's tickling. It is. Something's gonna break.
Guys, do you reckon we're going to get another 9/11? That sort of event.
I think that's inevitable at some point. Yeah.
What does
But
that look
with-
like, though? I mean, is it, you think it's the same?
Yeah,
It's not gonna be the same idea, right? It's gonna be different.
At some point, you will get that in history. I mean, even before 9/11, you will have got there's been other 9/11s. You know,
Sure.
We might not remember them, you know, but I'm sure as our ancestors will remember like big things that have happened in history that just hasn't been reported. You know, because we didn't have the technology to send it everywhere. You know, so you'll have heard, you'd have seen a dialed down version of it in history. There's definitely been you've got these things in history that will always happen, and you're going to get another one of those. And unfortunately, that's the way the world works.
Sure. Have you heard of Carol Rosin before? The lady
Yes.
who said the
Yeah,
last
for sure.
card.
Yes.
That always
The last card. The last card.
Because do you think we've passed the asteroid stage? Because she says that we've had the terrorists and all that, and all. So we're at the. She said asteroids and then the extraterrestrial threat. Do you think we're past the asteroid bit, or do you think that's still to come? That's still a pretty big fucking threat, you know. To have a
I
big
find it an absolute fucking miracle that we have not been hit by another dinosaur dropping.
Yeah.
What, coming from the other side of the sun? We can't see it
because they never can spot
That's
it.
scary, bro. That's so scary.
I've got a simulation thing on my computer called Universe Simulator, and you get to see what planets do, and I know Jupiter fucking sucks a lot of those in. Our moon protectors. I find it really bizarre how battered the moon is from the front that we see, the side that we see, and that does not seem to change. That we don't see a change in the moon. We never see a brand new big fucking crater. You know,
It's a short space in time, though.
I know. In the reality, it is a short space, but it just
goes to show you how old the universe is, bro.
Yeah,
I
mean, I've seen shooting stars and things like that. Maybe we're going to get on the news at one point, and a city's being destroyed by an asteroid, or big tidal wave from an asteroid. But I've not seen that. I remember the one. Do you remember the one over in Russia?
That exploded.
You saw the video footage of it, and that thing was that was insane. And then it smashed all the windows miles away.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. And that was just, it didn't impact the ground. It was just going through the air, and it just
it blew up in the air, and then bits of
blew
it.
Up.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Bits
and that
of
was
it
back
hit
a
the
few
ground.
years.
Yeah, that blew the house's windows out for miles around.
You know the asteroid that supposedly took out the dinosaurs millions of years ago? Apparently, we're actually in that same asteroid belt. So right now, as you're watching this right now, we're actually in the exact trajectory. So NASA can never pick an asteroid as it's coming in is always, oh, we just found this massive asteroid nearly hit the Earth, ha 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 ha, and it's just like, no, that's not funny.
It's
That's
just
fucking scary.
It's just about to skim the Earth. If you look up tonight, you might just see a little kind of streak in the sky.
Yeah.
We nearly died.
To see this burning planet going by is like, great.
Doesn't it make you think that it's either there's something very special about this place,
Being
or
protected.
there's some sort of technology that's keeping this place protected?
It's
'Cause it's been
possible,
a-
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's been a long time since we've had a massive catastrophic, catalyzing event. You see what I mean? So we're sort of
Yeah.
due for one. I don't want to promote fear into people. I'm not saying
No,
like,
I'll be honest with you, Nick. I want to see somebody get hit by a fucking asteroid. Just
oh, yeah, yeah. But a small one, but a particular person.
again, it doesn't destroy a city; it just destroys a human.
Oh
Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I could think of a few people.
Yeah, imagine that. Imagine they said, hey, we got this giant asteroid that's coming from behind the sun. It was just too late. We can't do anything about it. You got a couple days. What do you do when that happens, man? Oh my God.
They
How would
won't
you
do
feel?
that.
I'd make some content.
I tell you what, I tell you what would be a good movie is that event, right? Just put that sort of concept. Okay, the news people are saying, right, you got 3 days left to live, and everyone's looking up at the asteroid as it gets closer and closer and closer, and as it just about to hit Earth, it glitches out, and it's just like ha ha ha, big funny, just like a big Project Bluebeam, but the government done it on purpose just to see, almost like
all
the
these
game.
oh my God, you've just made a fucking great movie there.
Yeah, see, I
They-
got the
they-
concept.
And I'll call the movie
Copyrighted by
That's
me.
right.
Empty the Earth. Empty the Earth.
Yeah.
And what they do is the elites, they create a false asteroid invasion. Yeah.
Mm.
There's loads of people go underground. Loads of people. In fact, they managed to get every one of those motherfuckers underground because it's a it's a 10-year plan. They do it. Yeah. We're all underground, living our underground lives. But a few of us don't believe it. We stay on top. That's exactly what happens. Nothing hits. But these poor little bastards, they're locked in. They can't get out. Boom. You got yourself a great show there. You're
good.
welcome. If that gets done, I'm suing.
I want my part of the pie. I want
Unless
my part of
you-
the pie, God damn it.
Nick, you put that thought right into my head right there. But that would be
A third phase of Moon production.
We've given them tons of ideas tonight, huh?
Yeah.
yeah,
There you
We've
go.
given
How
them a
about
lot.
that's a big production.
That's pretty big production.
Yeah, for sure. All those movies would be, man. You're talking a few $100 million. Yeah, at least.
Mm.
And that's what all
But
those
it's
kind of movies go for now. You got to, if you're not talking $200 or $300 million, you're not talking about a big sci-fi movie. You know,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
Definitely. If you look at Marvel movies, there's what, 2.5 million?
Yeah, 200.
Per
Yeah,
picture?
250. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, 250 million. It's crazy, isn't it, man?
Yeah.
Yeah. Even like my favorite movie of all time is The Mask. That is like nostalgic for me. And if that's from 1994, that still holds up in terms of like CGI. And that was made for like 5 million. No, compared to now,
I'm gonna
250
send you a
mil.
replica of the mask for Christmas.
Oh, yeah, I got a replica of The Mask. Yeah.
Oh, have you? Put it on.
Yeah. It's from the special effects. Oh, it's 2 seconds.
Yeah. What is that?
You got to put it on the dog, man. That's the best.
So that was as a
Cool.
3D printout of the mask, one of the masks that was used for the movie. The mouth is a little bit off, but is exactly to the T. I painted it myself because it came out. It was all the way from America, and it was white.
Bang it
But
on.
this is a replica of the mask.
That's
So,
cool.
yeah, it's good, isn't it? Yeah. It doesn't work, by the way. I did try it.
Can you try it? Can you try it?
He's going to change the thumbnail with you mask on.
Oh man, I take it off. It'd just be like Mick West. So But yeah, it looks kind of. See, nothing happened, which is very disappointing because I expected £150 worth of material to actually work. But no, I'm just joking. But yeah.
How many times in front of the mirror have you done it though?
Many times, mate. Many times.
Many.
I've reacted to scenes. I even spin around in my lounge as well, just for
100%.
the sake of it.
You bought the yellow suit, man. Come on.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. And the
Either
hat,
that or he
the whole
painted
costume.
an old suit yellow.
True.
And then realized that the paint was acrylic and couldn't get in the suit.
So let me ask you something, both of you. What do you think happens in the next coming weeks? Do you think we get a better debunk, something at least a little bit more believable on this jellyfish, or what?
I don't think we. I don't think. I think you're right with your Saturday show, mate. I don't. I think it's undebunkable. I don't think unless we get another angle where it zooms in and you can clearly see a balloon, you know, in the shape of a moon, a star, or whatever those balloon shapes were.
Yeah.
Which I think I've deleted from the card. Yeah, I've deleted them. I don't have the shape of them anymore. I don't think that you can go anywhere with it. You know, I think you need to see something just like that with those two things hanging down. That's the only way to truly debunk this thing, because it looks like messed up balloons. If it's balloons, sorry, it's messed up. It looks crazy. Considering as well, when you look at some of the zoomed in versions of it, I think you'd be able to see some movement in it. Anything, but there's nothing. There's not even like a little jittery jolt. We know it's not bird poo because one, the focus, that's a big giveaway, but two, the guy that did the great job of doing the little time lapse thing, and you can see that there's an angle change. Poo doesn't change angles. So
yeah, I just don't think you're going to get footage, mate.
I agree. I don't think we're going to get footage, but I think I don't know how much more you can debunk the thing. Say, do you think some people just do you think a lot of it as well wanting to debunk it because it comes from Corbell?
I'm sure there's a percentage of that. There's no way there wouldn't be. Yeah. He has his haters for sure. I don't hate the dude. I just don't agree with him on the way he does stuff. That's all. It's hard to hate him. I don't even know the guy. I've never even met him, dude. You know, how am I supposed to wish terrible or something on the guy? I don't know.
I reckon it'd be fun to have a beer with.
Probably. And you might say I'm lying to this, but like, would I invite him on my show to try to talk to him? No. Wouldn't care. No.
You really?
No. Yeah, I wouldn't have him on.
Well, I'll take that invite. Definitely welcome here.
I'm serious. No, I mean, why? What am I going to talk to him about?
Him and Steve are like really good friends now.
Who?
Apparently, Steve-O from Jackass.
Oh, well, sure. I'd have Steve-O on.
Steve-O's cool as shit. Yeah.
But what's Corbell going to tell me? I mean, he's going to tell me the same thing I've already heard him tell me. You know,
he's going to give you shitloads of views. I would take you. You're a madman.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. I don't agree with the way he's doing it though. So I mean, what's that say about me?
You'd be able to say that.
He definitely wouldn't come on if it was going to be like that.
Well, you're telling you wouldn't say that, but then you would say it.
I mean, I guess that's probably the way to juke it and do it, but nah, man, I wouldn't. Like if I seen him in person, like if he was at a table of people that I knew and people were having beers, yeah, I'd sit down at that point. But would I reach out to that guy like that? No. People would probably be like, "Oh, you're lying, dude. He's famous." I'm telling you, man. What am I supposed to do with the guy? I don't know. I hope the best for him, but I don't agree with the way he's doing it. I think I think when he gets the footage and he's got really good research, he does a lot of good research, he can just release it on his own stuff. The cream always rises, bro. You don't have to wait for TMZ to make money.
I have to say, I found it really bizarre when he got in touch with me I think it was just about around the time when the Bob Lazar film released. And I said something about Bob Lazar in a video. That video, I think, got 8,000 views. That was it. It wasn't a big view thing. I got an email and he just asked for my telephone number. And it was Jeremy Corbell, because it was the official mailing email that came, and then he gave me his personal one to email him back my number. And I asked him to do an interview. He says he's not doing interviews at the moment. That was a lie. He went to Joe Rogan. I mean,
oh, he's a liar. So another reason why I wouldn't have him on. Like, you're making my point, Ollie. That's all you're doing now.
He went on Joe Rogan, but he didn't come an alien on it. It doesn't make any sense to me.
I mean, I like being over here, man. This is fun times, dude. He should have came here.
Exactly. You know?
I don't know. It would be short term fame, dude. It'd be short term. I mean, it doesn't really like amount to anything long haul, right?
Well, this is the thing. I think for UFO channels, I mean, you've had big interviews.
You've had a few of them, yeah.
I've had big interviews with people. They get some good views, but people don't. Those views, people come. So if you, for example, say I put out there, I'm getting what's his name? A UFO so big they hit it under a building.
Ross
Coulthard. Yeah.
Say if I get Ross on, yeah.
Yeah, that's another person I would not have on my show, but yeah.
People that you're mad. People would come for Ross, yeah. They would watch that video. You'd probably get, say if it got, I don't know, 28,000 views. Say 20,000, yeah. Because I'm Jay's numbers, Project Uni, great channel. Ross has been on a couple of times there. Doesn't get massive numbers. People click on it when they find it for Ross, and they'll go on. They won't necessarily subscribe for Jay. They should, because he does a great job. I really like Project Uni. But they watch because Ross has just been on.
Sure.
That person is missing a trick, because I would say if you're in this field for a hobby, and this is what you love, just looking at your spare time, looking at UFO channels, this, that, and the other. If you find a podcast or a YouTube channel that does a good interview, that has fun with it, then you need to give these people a chance. You need to not just click on it and then click off, because you could be missing out on like guests that they're going to have on that are going to like have some amazing things to say about the field. People in the field, I will say it, in the field. In the field's a great word. It's a great couple of words in the field.
Don't start, Ollie. Don't start.
Oh man, oh no.
Right.
Don't.
See, this is what happens when we're 2 hours deep. See?
And I'm 4 beers deep. So
there you go. There you go.
It's starting to tickle me. Yeah, I think people should not just hit a show just because it's got the guest on. If the host has done a great job, subscribe, check out what they're going to do, because there's a reason why that person that you originally clicked on the click for, there's a reason why that person went on that show.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's just like, I know
I'm saying we need some fresh blood. We need some new faces.
Sure, we definitely do. Yeah.
But not more Ross Coulthards.
I mean, you could say I'm crazy for not having him on, but like, I'm telling you, I wouldn't get questions answered that I want. So then I'm just like only having him on for what? This temporary viewership thing? I don't know, man. Maybe, I guess, but it's not the way I view like what I'd want to do with it. I don't know. If I can't get something as far as a conversation that I want out of it, there's other people to talk to. These aren't the only people. This is a really good point you actually bring up, man, because like a big problem with ufology right now, the recency bias is insane. Like we continue to like put all our chips on these current people who are popular, and if these people fail us, then nothing happens, and you forget about the other 80 years of ufology. It's such a bad view right now of it. That's why I say, like, I'd rather spend my time talking to somebody who I thought could actually give me some answers that I'm looking for. I'd rather have alien scientists come on and talk about APAC and talk about aerogel. Like, that's a way better 2 hours of my time than it would be to have Ross Cohart come and tell me that it's a UFO big as a building that he can't tell me where it is. Okay, cool.
In New York.
You know what I mean? It's in New York.
Mhm.
Where in New York? Madison Square Garden?
In New York.
Maybe. Do you have an inside, Ollie? Are you
I know
friends?
it's- I-
Are you? Have
I
you? Do
know-
you
I
have
know-
beers
I-
with Cohart? Do you really?
I know it's in New York.
God, you're such a grifter, man.
I know.
You
There's no
flat
circle.
Earth grifters, man.
There's no circular buildings in New York. They're all bloody square.
Did he say it was
Yeah.
a circle?
Right.
People
I
assume
presume.
people assume it's a circle because they think UFOs circle.
Let's be honest, he's full of shit when he's talking about that story. It's not real.
I don't know. I've not spoke to him. I don't know. I've not spoke to him.
But he's new
boys,
to the field, Ollie.
eh?
He's new to the he's new to the field.
He-
Ross Coulthard.
he-
He's barely been in the field.
He's a baby in the field. Yeah, yeah, he is. I don't dislike the guy. I think he should come with before he goes onto a show and goes that there's a building being covered up. I mean, I am so surprised that no news show has asked him about that. Since then, nobody's asked him about this. I mean,
He's always
does he go on the show and say beforehand, listen, just before we start, you may have heard rumors of a building. Can we not talk about the building because it's top secret? I shouldn't have done that. I was high.
I mean, the
he's-
agenda's already cut out. I mean, they already know the agenda, though, when they bring him on. They know they're not there to debunk him. They're just there to talk about him and get views
Why
with
do
him.
it?
That's it.
But why do it? Doesn't make sense to me.
Why do what?
If there's nothing to it, so I'm just gonna play a bit of devil's avocado here
Sure.
for a second. Yeah. Why do it? Why say it in the first place? If it's so fucking stupid, so out there, why say it? If it's gonna absolutely make the debunkers, and I mean that could be by design, maybe that's what he wanted to do, but why even say it?
But if you look at that interview with the guy when he said that, he almost like he wanted to like build up his reputation, like build up the hype, says, oh, you wouldn't believe this, there's a UFO so big, had to put a building around it, and you can see the guy's face who's being interviewed.
It's
is
Jay.
getting
Yeah, it's Jay.
Yeah, getting really excited. And again, it's
I'd
just
be excited if Ross said that on my show for the first time and be like, that's the money shot right there. That's going at the beginning of this interview.
yeah,
100%.
okay, fair enough. But let's go into more detail. Okay, could you give me some resources? Where you getting some information from? But there's nothing to. It's no progress from that.
Maybe he had a conversation prior. It does happen in interviews. Sometimes you will get a guest that will say, listen, I'm going to talk about blah, blah, blah. And it'll be for you. However, I'm not saying this has happened to me, but what I'm saying, I know this happens. They will say, I don't want you to question X, Y, Z on the back of it. And unfortunately, the interview, because they want the interview and also because they want to keep getting the guests coming on, they will ignore their instinct to ask a big follow-up question on the back of that, because they think I'm onto a good thing here. Because I genuinely think Jay is fascinated in the subject.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. And that guy, I subscribed to when I remember him running his show on a shitty fucking broken iPhone. And he's kind of made something for himself, and good on him, you know. He's been recognized by the UFO higher ups, and he kind of knows how to stay on that level. Every so often, if you look at his Twitter, he speaks a lot of truths on his Twitter.
Yeah, recently I'd have
Yep.
him on my show for sure. Yeah, recently the stuff
Jay's
he's talking
great.
about Corbell, yeah.
Jay is absolutely great. I've spoke to Jay a couple of times. I asked him for an interview a while back. He couldn't do it at the time. I think I'm going to ask him again. But
You're making a power play on me, you bastard.
Oh no, you do it. You do it as well.
No,
You do it as well.
no, I'm just kidding.
He's. I think he's got such a great story from his.
Yeah.
And it happened very quickly. But he's so knowledgeable with this subject. You can tell he was like, he's a massive geek with UFOs. Massive. I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. He knows the subject. Does it mean he might disagree with some of his guests? But I think there's an aspect where you have to kind of play it safe so you can hopefully get that guest on that is going to blow your fucking mind. Because if you're a twat with every single one of your guests, you're not going to get guests in the future. You're not going to get. You'll put people off. And my advice to people starting up in this UFO field is always be curious. Remember why you're here. Some people might talk bollocks. Sometimes you just got to grit your teeth.
A lot of people are going to talk bollocks.
Yeah.
Welcome to ufology.
Yeah, I get it.
On that note, boys, we are at 1:15 the 2 hour. Cosmic, you're working on a video tomorrow, is that right?
Yeah, the women of the real. Can I bring up the silhouette thing I bring up last week?
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're gonna get. I think we're gonna get. Who are we gonna get on, Nick? We were speaking about this the other day.
The girl?
My brain's not working.
The girl's name.
No, you and Mr. What's his name? Mysterion, my lad. Yeah.
It's pretty. Talk about the real
for a real debate. Yeah.
Ollie, I brought this up last time, and you took it down very quickly. I was very upset. And
go on, bring it up.
Terrestrial Materials was very upset as well. So if you leave it a bit longer, so as we can see, we're going to deal with this at the moment. And
it's got a nipple. I can clearly see a nipple, Nick.
But she's hot though. That's the main thing, Ollie. She's got.
Yeah, I don't think we had a problem with the photo. I think we were just worried about the channel.
I mean, she's not my type. She looks like Rapunzel.
Well, yeah, I know, but it's fake anyway. But you get the idea. This is what we're going to be talking about, the women of the real. So it's going to be very spicy, and I've got to keep my voice down because the missus can probably hear what I'm about to say. So get rid of that. But yeah, that'll be coming tomorrow or Sunday for you guys.
Awesome! I can't wait for that. So that's so. Hang about you filming it tomorrow, and you're going to edit it all and get it all up in one day.
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Throw it now.
Yeah. And obviously ice cream. I've got the thumbnail because I nicked it.
Yeah.
There you go. It doesn't have the Alien Addict logo at the top. Sorry, people.
That's cool. I don't care.
That's airing in the next.
Yeah, probably it'll probably be live Saturday night. It's pre-recorded. We just got to get it recorded, and I'll have it edited either Saturday night. It'll be up, or it'll be Sunday morning. You guys will be able to watch it. But we're gonna go over like all the news that we've kind of not had a chance to go over on our channel yet. So like everything that's happened in the last 2 weeks, we're just going to do a giant episode on everything. It'll be kind of a power packed podcast, if you want to say it that way. Yeah.
Awesome. Can't wait. Can't wait. Well, we've got a hefty week tomorrow night, 9 p.m. UK time, 4 p.m. Eastern. We've got our first episode of Conspiracy Mothership, where you, the audience, can ask the questions, can bring up the topics of the actual show. So basically, this show will start tomorrow, and there will be no show. There will be no plan, nothing. Every show is going to be you, the audience, controlling it. That should be fun. But it's you can't just talk about like baked beans. It's got to be kind of like on the conspiracy subject. There may be some of you that have a request to try and destroy the YouTube channel. Which we've already, Mealy and Dave have already discussed that if we think it's too kind of like, this will absolutely tickle our bottom a little too much, then we'll probably have to say, really appreciate that one, but we might have to move on to the next one. Or we may still do that show. So Lee said, no, we'll still do it. And I was like, really? Like clenching my ass. And he's like, no, we'll still do it, but we'll speak in code like we usually do. I'm like, okay, let's see how that works. That should be fun.
Are you bringing like people on, or are you doing questions from the chat? You don't know?
I have no idea.
Okay.
We are literally the first idea for the first show is just to ask the audience. So maybe people will start coming. Maybe it will adapt to us having a show where we bring the audience in, because we don't really do that on the Friday show or the Sunday show. Sunday's kind of turning into interview shows. Next Friday, we are going to have Ghost Tech Paranormal on. I've not done the thumbnail yet. They've got a new team and a lot of investigations on the highway. This Sunday, people, somebody that you've not seen on this show for a long time, Ashton Forbes will be on. This will be a show with the difference, though. That is this Sunday at 9 p.m. Oh, by the way, that's not 9 p.m. That's 10 p.m. 10 p.m. 5 p.m. Eastern. This show's 9 p.m. on the Sunday. I'm garbage. I know. But, yeah. So yes, people, make sure you hit that thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. Make Ice Cream and Cosmic 1,000 subscribers within 6 months. All it takes, these people on every Friday. If you like hearing them here, you'll like them even better on their own channel, where they sometimes are naked
and can pronounce words properly. So there you go.
Yeah. True. There you go. If you want to support the channel further, you can do. You can become a member or a Patreon. Every little helps. It helps support the channel. We have a Rockfin show as well, where the Alien Addict show at the minute is just getting uploaded there, but I think we are going to start that back up again at some point. We are also on Rumble, and we are going to start live streaming on Rumble as well, so you can follow us over there.
You're on Spotify too, right?
Yeah, so yes, we are on Spotify. The link tree is in the description. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple Music. We are on every single bloody podcast going, I think.
Your refrigerator.
That's it. That's it. Just ask your Alexa, or you I don't say that word because I've got one of them, the googly one. But yeah, we do have merch, people. So go check it out in the description. And there is Fairy Lee, because he is a big fairy. Good night. God bless. Mind the bugs don't bite. I'm Alien Addict. You know what to do. Subscribe. Hit that bell. End.
Our altitude at this point was about 15,000 feet, and the Tic Tac was about 12,000. As we pulled nose onto the object, within about a half mile of it, it rapidly accelerated in front of us and disappeared.
Do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries. Yeah.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
Do you have any information that the U.S. government is involved in a disinformation campaign to deny the existence of certain UAPs?
I can't go beyond what I've already stated publicly in my News Nation interview because it touches other sensitivities.
There could be a logical explanation behind what this thing could be, but I am very open to the idea of it being something a little more exciting. But I was kind of forced to take a position, and I didn't want to, and that was kind of illustrated. And I'm trying to, make it known that I don't have the authority or the information to tell anybody that, what this thing really is. All I know is I've seen a longer form video of this thing, and we had our theories, but there was never enough information to fully explain it.
Thank you, Savage. You new member, you sexy Savage person. Love it. Love it. Love it. Guys, see you tomorrow. Good night. God bless. Bye-bye. Nipples.